And we are live. What's going on, everybody? I got beautiful ladies. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Purple Pill Podcast dating show today. We got an awesome panel of ladies tonight. Go ahead and like the video on y'all's way in, please. Hit that subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell so you can see every time we got live shows coming up. Follow us on the podcast Instagram as well, and go add these beautiful ladies right now because they drove all the way out here and they're tagged on the Instagram story. So go show them some love. We're now live to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble and YouTube all at the same time. If you want to show some support, you can do that by hitting the join button right under the video right now, or you can always send us some super chats if you have any questions for the ladies tonight. We're on all audio platforms as well, guys, to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And check out our Discord, which is linked below if you want to join a group of guys and you want to talk about some stuff and get some free game. Go subscribe to our Purple Pill Pod live channel as well, guys. And also check out our Purple Pill Pod Clips channel if you want to just check out the clips. We got Donnie in the house tonight. Shout out to the best producer.
Yep.
And guys, if y'all have any issues with the internet or video or anything, I know that we've been having a lot of lag and stuff. We've reset everything a couple times now, so hopefully we got no more issues. But let me know if y'all see any so we can get it fixed if we can. But yeah, to start off, ladies, we just like to learn what's your name, your age, your education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status. Shout out to somebody that's coming back for the second time. I appreciate that. Or is this your third time? Is it your second or third time? Second time. Okay. Well, we're gonna start on this side then, with your friend. What's your name, age, education level, for work, and your relationship status?
My name is Sasha. I'm 27. Education. I work in refineries. What was the last one?
Relationship status.
Relationship status. Single.
You're single?
Yeah.
What kind of single?
Single, like single.
You have no guys that you're talking to at all?
I mean, everybody got at least one person if they want to cook them. They can call them.
Okay, so you're not. So you're just single. So like, how we say is there's single, and there's single. So like single is like you're not sleeping with anybody at all. That means like you're celibate. Single is just like what you just said. You're
yeah,
just
I'm single.
Yeah, you're just single. What about you? We always up, guys. We're always up as City Boys. What about you? Thank you for coming back, bro. You know.
Oh, my education. I went to college. I went to the system. I got I'm a little.
You're just a little bit single. She's not celibate. What about did you say your job? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? What's your name, age, education level, you for work?
My name is Jay. I'm 27.
Oh, cool. Education level, what do you do for work and relationship status?
I graduated my bachelor's in business management and I'm an accountant. I work at a law firm and HR.
Okay.
And I'm single.
Single. Okay. But you work for HR, you said?
Yeah.
For a law firm?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool, actually. I feel like it's not too bad. What about you? Name, age, education level, what do you do for work and relationship status?
I'm Kiani. I'm 25. I graduated played sports at degree level, bachelor's in political science and history, and I am single.
Single? No, that's not nobody.
I'm single. Start the roster all over.
Start the roster all over.
Start the roster over. And yeah,
She is a job. She's always working. Not like y'all think. No, so you said like a roster. I want to ask ladies, who all has a roster on the panel? Let's see who's some real gangsters here. You got a
I'm
roster?
telling you, I'm not fooling with nobody right now. I'm on the whole little cleanse, personal-wise, body-wise, everything.
No roster? You got a roster? No roster? You got a roster?
Nothing.
You got a roster?
I just cleared it.
You just cleared it?
Just cleared it. We got tryouts tomorrow. Put your daddy shorts on. Put all your jewelry on.
How many guys were on the roster before?
the ones that were getting through. Also, maybe like, everybody, they started following me, like, the rest of
You got like 5. But ladies, whenever y'all did have a roster at a time, like what is like the number that was like the sweet spot? I guess like you said 5. Like what? Like if you did have a roster, what would be like the sweet spot?
4.
4? What is it? 3? What do you think?
I've never had like a set roster, but I say 1 or 2. I play favorites too much.
What do you mean? Why? Like what? That's not a roster. 1?
Yeah, I play favorites. I can't really have rosters.
You can't really have a
Once I
roster.
like you, I don't even want to talk to you.
Oh wow. Okay. And you had relationships like that before, where like you had a guy and like he was the only person that you talked to and everything.
Yeah, wasn't always, equivalent. So I'm trying to actually get out of that because that never works.
Okay. So the ones, mic sounds off. Donnie, will you make sure they're not on muted? Because I definitely have them all muted.
I think I know exactly what it is. Hold on 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Check.
We got y'all now, guys. We're sorry about that. Thank you for letting us know that it was messed up, though.
Yeah,
I
we're good.
appreciate that, guys. It's good now? Yeah, it should be good now. I'm almost positive it is.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
just checked.
Okay, but no, so back to the roster thing. Okay, so y'all said that, you said like 1 or 2, you said like 5-ish. Is that no? Yeah, 5. You said like 4, if anything, 3. Now how many on these rosters, like are you having sex with? Like if you had one, like say this was in the past or this theoretical roster, how many of them would you be sleeping with?
Let me pass on that one.
What do you mean pass?
Because it's like a
Another one.
you don't want to say the wrong thing to make a person think something, but what she said, that's same over here. You always gonna have your favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one is always gonna
Oh,
be yours.
okay. So kind of like what she was saying, where it's just like 1. Okay, cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll have one that I'm
Yeah, you
banging.
supposed to
and
Well,
only
only
have
one.
one.
Okay. And then and then just 1. I'm guessing for you. What about you? So like, if you had a roster of 5, like how many of them are you trying to have sex with? Like,
Really, I'll have my main, and then all the other ones, like I'll have somebody, pay for my food, or they might do my Ubers or something, or they gonna make sure I'm straight. Like,
Damn.
not just.
the reason why I'm
If
so
you-
happy and I'm nodding so hard is because this is something we talk about a lot on the show, and y'all basically like quoted me word for word for what I always teach and say. So it's like, yes, like y'all literally said exactly what I say. Because yeah, it is true. Like that is women don't have a roster. So like if I asked my homies who actually have rosters of women, they're fucking all 5 of them. Like they fuck all of them. They don't have just one dude that they're fucking and then some that they interchange out or anything like that. No. Like when a woman has a roster, she has one guy for talking to, maybe one guy to take you on a nice dates, maybe one guy to take you on vacations. Like you have different guys for different categories because it's too hard to find one man to fulfill all your needs and wants today as a woman. So a lot of women, when they have a roster, they're having sex with one guy, and then there's 4 other simps that are just like thinking they're going to get sex one day and they're never going to. And so like, but like a lot of women would think that like it's the same as a guy. I want to ask, do y'all think that like the way men and women have sex or like choose sexual partners, do y'all think it's the same or different between the sexes? Sorry with her.
I would say, like, from a female perspective, it's more of like when you have a connection, and I feel like men more just do it just because they can, or it's easy for them, or like anything, they'll do anything just because it's female.
Oh,
But like I
connection.
feel like women, we're more selective on who we give our bodies to.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with kind of what she said, because men most times say you have Sarah, and Sarah does everything for him. She's a good woman to him, but she might be at a 5 or maybe a 7 in the bedroom. You got Becky over here. She a 12. But she don't do nothing else. She don't cook. She don't clean. She don't pay no bills. She don't even work. He gonna pick Becky.
Oh no!
You gonna pick Becky? Okay. But whereas like if it was you wouldn't pick the same standards
No,
like that.
It's like I feel like if I'm going to give you that portion of me, you need to be doing something else besides just that. You can't.
Besides
have
just
that.
the sex or being hot or something.
Agreed.
Okay. What do you think? Do you think there's a difference between men and women when it comes to like our sexual choices?
Yeah, because a nigga stick his thing in anything.
In anything?
Mm-hmm.
In anything?
It's
What do
really
you
a
think?
50-50 because you got females. I'm assuming everybody on the same page where we really would like to have a connection with that person. But we done all hung around some hoes who'll fuck anything. You got some bitches like that too. So
Oh yeah, but yeah,
Coming
yeah.
off
There's
the
definitely
streets.
there's definitely some women like that. I gotta ask though, women that are like that, because like we're all kind of agreeing that like most women are like how y'all are saying right now, you know, kind of the opposite of guys in a way. Do y'all think like what women that are like that like to sleep around as much as dudes, just from y'all's experience, because y'all might have a homegirl that's like this or somebody in your family or something. Why do you think they're like that? Like, is there some specific thing you noticed in their past or in their life that you're like, that's why she's doing that shit? Like that one dude that screwed her over or whatever it is. Like, if y'all have an example that y'all can give, what do you think? Like, why do you think a woman ends up sleeping around like a guy like that?
I would say she done got played too many times.
Played too many
Yeah.
times?
Facts.
One too many played? What do you think? Something like that. What do you think?
I have a perfect example. I'm not gonna say her name.
Good friend.
But she was due to be married to somebody, and the dude pretty much left her at the altar. And so she has it in her head that like she'd rather have frugal relationships with no real connection, because if you develop a connection to somebody, you're more liable to be hurt in the end. So she'd rather hurt others than have her own stuff hurt. But she's actually met good men that wouldn't do that. But because the risk doesn't always outweigh the rewards, she wouldn't even risk it.
Wow.
Crazy ass bitch.
This is actually something that I bring up all the time because it's the biggest cycle that a lot of single women or not single, but with women in relationships are in, or even some single, but like that cycle of exactly what you just said. You gave all your devotion to somebody when you were young. And obviously that guy wasn't ready, because young men usually aren't ready when they're young. And then when he breaks it off and he ruins it, you're just like heartbroken. You're like, this hurts so bad. I'm never going to let another person let me feel this way again. And every relationship after that, you're always going to want to have the frame or like the leverage in it. You want to be like the boss in it, because if you are, you're never going to get hurt again. You're never gonna have to worry about it. But that's crazy because she's just choosing to stay single. A lot of women will just still choose to date, but she'll choose to date weaker men. So then she's always in the higher leverage position.
It gives her the sense of control.
Yeah. What about you? What was the original question? God damn, I knew this was gonna happen tonight, guys.
If you know of any
Oh yeah.
girl that
Yeah.
sleeps around.
Do you know of any girl that has like had to sleep or that sleeps around like men do? And like, why do you think she did that?
I would say, like y'all are saying, like maybe they got hurt in the past and now they're more so just like, I'll just do whatever I want. Like, why can't I do it if men do it all the time? Like, I know there's some that do it that way. Like, what's wrong if we can't do it? Or like, double
Like a
standard for
vengeful
men.
double standard kind of
Right.
look at it.
Right.
That's actually a good thing to kind of bring up. Do y'all think that there's like a double standard when it comes to this? Like, like men can sleep around and like women, like, and they don't get shamed, but women do get shamed for it? Like, would y'all agree that there's a double standard there?
Of course.
Yes.
That's
not even the question.
that's more fair, I guess you can say.
Yeah. So why is it, in y'all's own opinion, why do you think there's a double standard here? Like, why do you think that women get shamed and men get uplifted for this?
Because we're women.
Because we're women.
But like, is there
And-
more of like a deeper reason, or you just think it's just women bad?
I
Okay.
think, I'll
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think just in general throughout like the times, men have always, been set a precedent that women have to be a certain way in order to be marriageable or to have a successful relationship. And when they're not like that, and women don't bend the knee and they're not a certain way to appeal to the man or meet the men's demands, they become they become less what's the word I'm looking for? Desirable.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a way to keep women in their place. But if we're being honest, most women love sex more than men. But it's frowned upon simply because maybe we can have children or, we can get away with certain things that men can't.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
if the roles were reversed and men had birth control and women didn't, I guarantee they would not think that way.
If women had more control and men didn't, then
Like if men could get pregnant and women couldn't, I guarantee they wouldn't think that way.
oh yeah, but as long
They
as
would
men,
not dip and dab and double dip.
as long as men can't get pregnant, though, we're definitely living in a very like sexist double standard world, though, because we're completely different things. Why do you think? Can you give like a specific reason why you think it's that way? Men and women being
Okay.
judged differently on that.
So, I think I have this conversation with a lot of my guy friends, and they say they're not more valuable whenever they get older and want to have kids or want to get married. Like, you're used, or nobody wants to message you because you've been doing all this and that. But it's like, y'all do it, so why do you think somebody want to do it for you? But when women do it, we're undesirable and we're hoes and nobody's gonna want us. Type of thing.
Well, just
on the men perspective. But
okay.
Me, I'm pro. Do whatever you want to do, baby. If you want to do that, go ahead, live your life. That's just me.
Just based off your example, really quick, I want to pivot and ask something really quick. Do y'all think that a guy with kids is more attractive or less attractive? Just y'all personally.
Mm,
It
I would
depends
say
how many kids.
It's
Depends how
like-
many. Okay,
it-
but
to
but
me-
if it's just one or two, maybe yeah.
I go
One,
by how
yeah.
many baby mamas he got.
But
Right,
what's
one
we'll,
kid.
we'll say for example, this is just one. This guy has just one.
One is good because
One's
it
okay.
gives him like a sense of responsibility, especially if he like active in the kid
Yeah, it
life.
depends on how he is with that child.
Okay, what do you think? Would
No.
you don't think it's attractive? Not at all.
To see a man in dad mode, that's kind of
Yeah,
cute.
that's just like
What do you think?
I would say if you're actively in your kid's life, if you're a deadbeat, no, I can't
No,
even
yeah,
look your way.
deadbeat.
But like
if
say like
you-
yeah, it's all the
if
good
you
things.
do something for your kid, making sure like, okay, you looking good. Being
It's a little
ready,
attractive. But it would be not attractive to you at all.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. So it would be attractive to see him taking care of his responsibilities, but only because I grew up in a traditional household. I wouldn't want to be with someone if their first kid was my first kid. That's
Okay.
the respect thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I totally understand that. Now, do y'all think it's the same for a woman? If a woman has a kid, do you think she's attractive to other men?
Men love to be
Yeah,
stepdaddy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Men
one.
love
Yeah.
to be
We
stepdaddy.
are
Yeah.
clearly seeing that, yeah.
Y'all think so? What I want to know though is like, would y'all say that it's like their first like the guys that those women get, is it their first choice or is it sometimes like the woman's second, third choice? Like, are we talking like these women that are baby mamas are getting like the hottest guys, like the really good guys, or are they getting kind of like the shit end of the deal, like the second, third string?
I feel like they go for them. Like, to all the baby mamas, don't come for me. I feel like they feel like it's easier to get them.
It's easier.
Like, I feel
Once
like
you
the
have
women
a
with
kid?
all the kids, they feel like, okay, it's gonna be hard for me to get the man I want, so let me get what I can get.
It depends too on how many kids the lady got. It
Yeah.
depends how many men.
If it's just one, we're gonna say for this example,
If you
just
just
one.
have one, I still got the pick of the litter.
You think
Even if I only got one kid,
you're
But I'ma
you're
still- I
gonna
can
easily get
still
like a really good guy?
I can still get a man with no kids making
Facts.
this much money.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I got like 2, 3, then
Yeah.
might be a little
What do you think?
I feel like it solely depends on the actual personality of the woman that has the kid. Because there are some women with kids that are batshit crazy, and they're out there, and that's why they got the kid. Then there's women who like they're actually very well taken care of. They take care of the children. They're very responsible, very respectful. And to some men, they see them taking care of the kid, and that's like, okay, that's attractive.
Yeah.
But some women is like, okay, I'm a steer clear.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends on the man's perspective of what he's looking for at the time.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think?
I would say men are attracted to women with kids. Just like what you were saying, like not saying like they're easier or something like that, but maybe they want, to talk to somebody or be with somebody. Like I know a lot of females that have kids, like if they're gonna talk to a man, they want to make sure like they're the only person that he's talking to, or they want to take it serious. And there's some that they'll just go do whatever they want just because they were so locked down with their like baby daddy or whatever the case may have been.
No, so like I definitely think it's like way easier for the guys. Like, and don't get me wrong, I think that if you're a good, like I like what you said. Like if you're like a really good woman, I think that like it is easier for you. But I'd say like in general, like I think a lot of women that have kids that are single mothers struggle way more than a single father, because so if you're a single father, there's something called pre-selection that kicks in, and it look like you look safe. Like as y'all were kind of saying, like it looks like, oh, he has a shit together. He's a safe bet. He's not gonna if he takes care of this kid perfectly, if I have kids with him, he's probably gonna do good for them too. So I would say it's like a really green flag for guys, but it's usually a red flag for men or for women. But I'm not gonna say it's for all I'm not going to say it's for all women, but I'm also going to say, though, it depends with the type of guys that she wants. Because there is a certain bracket of men that are dead set on that they're never going to take care of another guy's kid. Like, they're dead set on it. And, but let's think of, let's peel a layer back. Why, though? So, say, you're a single mother, okay, and y'all have a son or a daughter, and the boyfriend who y'all live together, y'all have everything seriously together. He pays the rent, he's like a full stepfather, already, even just as a step parent. But say the kid does something wrong, he still has to go to the mother to make sure to how to punish, or is it okay if we do this, or how is this going to happen? And a guy who has no responsibility, or he has all the responsibility on his back to pay for all the bills and do everything that the woman asks, but he has no authority. That's super unfair. Whereas I have a daughter, and with my girl, she has just as much authority in my house as as I do, even with my daughter, sometimes I trust her to be able to tell her what to do and know the right things to say. Whereas I don't think men get treated that way whenever they choose to be with a single mother. They usually get treated, you know, as like the second string of maybe like maybe you can discipline my child, or maybe this is okay if you want to do this. And at the same time, if you act bad, or I don't like how you are, I'm going to leave and take away my child that you've built a relationship with for 3 or 4 years. And that's what really hurts about it, is like those guys that sit there and take care of those kids and stuff like that, they can have it taken away from them at any moment. I think it's way, way harder for a single mother because the factors are against y'all more in that. Do any of y'all have a comment on that? No.
I have a comment, but it's kind of the same topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
I think it's easier for a female.
The
to date
TV
a
turned
guy.
off, Donnie, by the way.
I think it's easier for a female to date a guy with kids because we don't have to see them kids every day.
Mhm.
Dudes don't. Most of them do not have their kids every day, but for y'all, you're gonna have to see that child every day.
Oh, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
So that's way more harder on y'all.
Yeah. I don't know why it turned off. That's weird. I wanted to ask, well, I can't remember what the last question was that like before I had asked that, but when it comes to like guys cheating and like you know, like we were talking about like the sex thing between men and women, are y'all gonna judge if y'all had a guy that had a high body count and like say like y'all go on like your, I don't know, 5th date, we'll say, and he's like, I want to be honest with you, I've slept around a lot, I had a hoe phase, I'm past my hoe phase, it's not a big deal anymore, I want to settle down. Is that going to affect the way y'all see him at all?
What if he had a hoe phase?
Yeah, if he was a guy with a hoe
I feel
phase.
like all niggas is hoes.
You think all guys are hoes?
Yeah.
Do they ever get over the whole phases?
Do they ever get over the hoe phase?
It wouldn't bother me as long as nobody that's in your past stays in your past.
Okay, what about you?
I agree.
Right,
I
long
don't,
as none of them
I don't care
hoes-
about how many people you've been with. If we locked in, we locked in. Like I don't even want to ask. I don't want you to ask me. I'm not gonna ask you. You know what I mean? I don't want to know.
Wait, so you said that like that all guys are hoes. Do y'all think all guys are hoes, guys?
I
Yeah,
don't, I,
Like,
don't-
do you-
For the most part.
I feel like every
90,
guy
I feel
at
like
some point
all the
did some dabs in
cute ones.
hodis.
All the cute
all
ones?
the cute ones.
Here,
are
what do y'all think the average body count is for a guy in America?
150.
hoes.
What do you think it
That's
is?
a good-
I would
that's a
say
good
at least
number.
over 60.
Over 60? What do you think
Definitely
it is?
at least 100.
At least 100? What do you think it is?
For attractive men, at the minimum, 100.
For the average
For
man.
the average
For the
man.
average man?
Yeah.
Average man, 100. for sure.
100? 100?
We're talking
What's-
about our age, our age,
What
right?
What we're saying like across all brackets, like just the average number for all men, you know? About 100, but 50 to 100, somewhere around there. What do y'all think it is for women? If guys is around there, what do y'all think women is?
A third.
A third? What do you think?
Yeah.
Wait, no, a third of 100 or a third
So,
of
well, yeah, whichever one. Like, give me a number if you can. Sorry, give me a number.
maybe like 10.
You think the average is 50, or what did you say for guys?
10, 15.
I'm gonna say about
You think women's is about 10 and men's is about how much, you think?
we're gonna say I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
say
say
80.
average 10
I'll
to
say
20.
80.
10 to 20.
Yeah,
10
for the
10
men,
to
yeah.
20.
10 to
I'll
20.
say
is
that.
good, right?
10 to 20?
10 to 20.
For women, 10 to 20? 10 to 20? But guys, anywhere from 50 to 100?
Yep.
Yeah,
plus.
yeah.
So
100
what do you
plus.
think? Cause you smiling
100
like
plus.
A
What
lot of
you
y'all
think?
don't even got no standards. like
So
that.
like
No, we don't.
if we look at like the actual studies, it's really bad. Like women is only like 6 and men is only like 7. So like so I know why y'all so like I know why y'all all said like 50 to 100 for men, and it's because the type of men that y'all fuck with maybe have those type of numbers. But if we look at the statistics, 33% of men in between the ages of 18 and 30 are virgins and or haven't had sex this year. So most in between the ages of 18 and 30.
What is a survey?
The Americans.
He must have did
This was from whatchamacallit, the God, I can't remember. I can't remember like the CDC. So like whenever they like they do these studies though, we find out that basically like there's like 10 to top 20% of men that like get all the pussy and get like all the girls, and there's a bunch of losers under that. And all the women are like all kind of going up and like fucking the same guys. So like I would agree, ladies. Most men do have 50 to 100 bodies that y'all fuck with. I agree with y'all. You're right. I want to ask though, is there a certain type of guy that y'all want to like get married and like have kids with one day? But okay, and y'all all said that like a guy with a high body count's not that big of a deal. Well, don't you think there's a little bit of conundrum that like if there's only a few guys that have these high body counts, and then y'all also y'all want somebody to take you seriously and like not run away or not cheat or anything like that? Isn't there like a little conundrum where you can't like be picking these dudes to get those like end goals of like the marriage and like the serious stuff? Or do you think that y'all can turn a hoe into a house husband.
No, you can't turn nobody into anything whenever.
Well, no, I'm just wondering. Like, what do y'all think? Can you?
But that's
But how
no,
would it
you
be a
can't turn
husband?
nobody nothing when a man gonna reach the age to where he done with that shit.
Okay.
Right.
So y'all think that if a guy like if he's that type of guy, he's just gonna like get over it at a certain
You
point?
got some that come out of it, then you got some that do it forever. So
What do you think?
Yeah, there's.
You don't know? What do you think? Do you think that a guy is gonna get out of that phase at a certain point, or do you think he's gonna stay in it?
I
what-
feel
yeah.
like if he a hoe, he always gonna be a hoe.
You think so?
If
Okay.
done
You
fuck
disagree with your friend?
500 hoes, then there's no way. Like
What makes you special to make him stop being?
exactly?
Stop it. What do you
made my
think?
pussy
Yeah.
special?
It's not
He
that
like
it's
her,
not that
her
you're
and her.
no, but it's not that
the
it's
fuck
the
is this?
female that's making them special. That's what I'm saying. It's not the whatever the fuck you just said. It's him being tired of that. You got niggas that tell you all the time, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of fucking hoes on the weekends. This is that. A lot of people do want to come home to the same person every day. Now, maybe like 10 years into your marriage, you might want to slide out and get something else, but you can take it up with your wife. Some people are down with threesomes, but some people come out of that. That's not an everybody thing.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Can you re-ask the question?
Do
I
you-
was listening intently to what you said.
What? I lost it again,
Do
guys.
guys come out of their whole
Yeah.
phase, or do they be hoes forever?
Oh yeah. Do you think he's ever gonna come out of it?
I coming from having a father who was very much a hoe. I honestly think that men that are like that, they eventually they do, like she said, they do get tired. Like at one point, you're like, okay, I've been doing this forever. Like I want someone for me and only me. Now that's not always reciprocated. However, I do feel like men at some point they're like, okay, this is tiring. Like this is what I want. But I do believe in karma at the same time. So
So you can't do it forever. It's gonna bite him in the ass. You think?
yeah, like at some point, like say like you stop too late doing it. When you do meet the person you maybe want to be with, maybe she done dealt with so many yous in her past, she don't want to do that.
What do you think?
I would say the same basically what everybody's saying. Like, it's either you do want to be a hoe or you don't. And if you don't, then you'll settle down, have kids. If you don't, you're just going to be outside for the rest of your life. Or you just don't want to get married just because you don't want to be with one person for the rest of your life. And there's dudes that are like that. They just can't be with one person.
Okay. Well, I gotta ask this question. I don't want y'all to like describe it at all. I just want to know if you do, just like kind of yes or no. Do y'all feel like you have a short term type of a strategy and a long term strategy? Like there's certain guys that for the short term you're like, you know what, this is okay, and there's certain guys for the long term that you're like, this is what I want for marriage, kids, like long term. Like different attributes, I guess you could say. Can y'all say that there's two distinct different things in your brain, or do you think that there's just one thing you're attracted, like there's all these traits that you're attracted to and it's for short and long term? Or do you think it's two completely different things? Like y'all categorize men basically like this guy, he might be good for long term. Oh, this guy though, no, this guy's only short term. Would you say you categorize men in that way, or you don't?
On who's long term and short term?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can about
You
a few
can look at-
on a few conversations you could tell.
You can
Yeah.
tell? Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, you can tell.
You can definitely tell?
Who's who and what's what.
Okay, so you will categorize them. What do you think?
I agree. Energy never lies. You can just tell right away most times.
All right. What about you?
I would agree, but me, I'm more of if you're benefiting me, I'm gonna keep you around. If you're not, and if you don't do what you say you're gonna do, I'm not talking to you no more. Period.
Okay. No, so like shout out to Dr. David Buss. He's like the biggest author that a lot of my shows based off of. But he's an evolutionary psychologist, and like what he likes to bring up all the time in his books is like men have like a short-term dating strategy and a long-term dating strategy, and women have a short-term dating strategy and a long-term dating strategy, and ours are completely different. Like a guy on short-term will smash, like what we all were saying earlier, damn near anything, right? Like some guys will just, especially if you're one of those guys in the 33% bracket that hasn't had sex in the last year, I think that guy will kind of take anything that comes to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because of that, I agree, like that's a guy's short term. But what would y'all say y'all short term is? You're not just going to fuck any dude. There's not just a random dude, ugly dude walks up to you and wants to fuck one night. You're not going to be like, oh, yeah. No, y'all have a short-term strategy as well, but it's usually based off of still quality. You don't want to choose some loser. You're going to, even if it's for the short term, he still needs to be attractive, or he has to have certain things that like have the vibe going. You know what I'm saying? But then for long term, we look at guys and, we'll fuck anything on short term. But what do y'all think it is? So what do y'all think it is that guys want on the long term? Yeah, what's up?
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So do you fuck all hoes the same, or do every bitch get a different type of dick?
That's a phenomenal question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. So I would say that like, so there's different kinds of guys. I think that guys that fuck anything only fuck bad quality.
Mhm.
So like I'm a type of guy where like I'm super picky, but it's because I've always had quality. So like, there's some guys that brag like, oh, I got 100, but I got 150, or I've fucked all these girls, and it's like, yeah, but how many of them were fat? How many of them were ugly? Like, how many of them were on a cold Tuesday? You know, like, there's just sometimes it's just not worth bragging about. And I think a lot of guys that brag about their body counts or numbers, sometimes it's just like, bro, like, you're like, that's like literally ugly girls. Like, I would never brag about fucking ugly girls
No,
ever.
I'm not talking about what she looked like. I'm talking about do you fuck them all the
Oh
same?
yeah. I would say that like we fuck them all the same, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, that's for me though, personally. Like, I'm going to like always give my all, especially if it's a girl that I'm saying, like I said, I like quality women, so I'm always gonna like give my best shot because I'm fucking. But say it's a fat girl, no, I would not give a fuck. Like, if there's definitely certain girls that you're like, I do not give a fuck about this. I'm literally just trying to get my nut off and walk away. And then there's certain girls where, yeah, you're definitely like, I want her to come back and fuck me. I'm gonna go all out 110% this time. So then she actually wants to come back, possibly. That's the only thing. Well, I can't remember what I was asking before that. What was I asking before that? Donnie, do you remember?
Nah, I don't even remember, bro.
God
I
damn.
got sidetracked.
It was in this category though. I
It-
never go off category.
Long-term
you
mating strategy.
Oh
and-
yeah,
and
okay,
so
yeah. I was bringing up.
that's
I wanted to ask, what is the long-term mating strategy that y'all? Because I told y'all, short-term guys will kind of fuck anything. Most guys, we're talking in general here. We're not gonna talk about exceptions, just in general. Most guys will kind of fuck anything. Women, y'all are very picky. What do y'all think a guy's long-term strategy is? If a guy's short-term strategy is basically fuck any girl, what do y'all think the long-term that he's looking for is? The woman that he wants to marry, the woman that he wants to have kids with. What's he looking for? What traits?
Motherly traits.
Motherly traits. What do you think?
Somebody that's gonna cook and clean and suck that dick.
My honest
Every morning.
opinion, this is my opinion. I feel like every man wants that first or second female that they was with earlier in their life, and they keep on like they messed up with them, so they keep trying other bitches. But at the end of the night, they still want that person, but they're gonna settle for whoever they can get.
Oh, so that's really cool. You know what that's called? One-nitis. And like, it's actually a term. Like, there's a term for it because guys do have one-nitis. But what you kind of just said though, I really think was really projected from a woman's point of view, because what you
Facts.
also kind of talked about was more being alpha widowed. Because when a guy has one-itis, sometimes he has one-itis for a girl he hasn't even had sex with yet. Sometimes he has one-itis for a girl because she was the only one that like actually loved him or something. Like, every other girl has always been fake. But for the most part, guys usually, like, I coach a lot of guys who have one-itis, and usually it's girls that they haven't even fucked yet, honestly. So, but women have something called alpha widowed though. And that's what I think you're kind of projecting right now, because women do have that. Like, you will have a guy that in your first 2 or 3 times or something, and he gave you maybe he had such an amount of money. He took you to Dubai. Maybe he was so tall, his dick game, his kiss, everything about him was so fucking special. He was such an alpha in so many different categories that no man that comes from that point on is going to be able to like outdo him. And that's called being an alpha widow, because like, that guy widowed you. He made it to where there's not another man that can like make you this happy again. And that is definitely an extremely common thing in women today. I see it all the time on TikTok. All the time I'll see on TikTok like a woman crying about how she had this dude, and she's just all heartbroken. Usually it's a guy who's already married to someone, and he already has a family and kids and shit, and he's just like kind of sleeping with other girls. And that's how he really easily alpha widows other women, because he'll give them some amazing trips or something like that and be like, sorry, honey, I have a whole family and wife. Like, you're just a side piece. And like, that's what really alpha widows some women sometimes. It just depends. But yeah.
Sergio, I got a question about that too. Like, going back to the one-itis thing, and you make a great point about men would have one-itis for a girl they've never been with. Would you say it's the same with women though too? That they would have one-itis, for example, like we usually have, let's be honest, fat hoes that be on a panel talking about that they're 10s and they're not selling for anything less than a dude that makes 300 something K. Maybe they might have had a one opportunity that they were in a section with the dude. So now they got this same one-itis, like, oh, I deserve a guy like this because I sat in a section with them. So I must be a fucking 10. Do you see that happening as well?
Yeah. What do y'all think, ladies? Do y'all see that there's a lot of women that maybe get opportunities with certain guys that are way out of their league?
We see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure it happens.
But I know the guy, and he go for girls who are not as, cause they gonna do whatever the fuck he tell them. They gonna give him his check.
He goes for the adjustable 7, guys, as I teach.
She gonna do anything that he tell him, because she's just gonna be so happy to say, "Oh, this is what I have at home."
Right.
And you see them be the ones that get pregnant.
Would you say that there's women that, or there's women get kind of date out of their league a little bit? Have you seen women like get guys that are a little bit higher than them? You say?
I've seen women get men like that, but never been able to maintain or hold on to them for very long.
Really? What do you think?
I would just say like they're easy. Like
They-
just because they know that they can do it, they're just gonna do it, and they idolize the man. Like they want a groupie to be around. Like
Talk closer to the mic.
they want a groupie around.
Yeah.
Like, they want somebody to make them feel like they're just so up here, and you know the person, and you're like, man, you ain't shit.
Yeah, no. So wait. So I want to finish. We're gonna do who's the prize. Don't let me forget to do who's the prize after this. But I wanted to finish the last question about the long term thing. Do y'all think? Wait, what was the long term
You
question?
asked about the characteristics. I was basically
Yeah.
saying he don't have any. He's just gonna keep going for what he had.
Okay. What do you think the characteristics of the long or what is the long term guy looking for in a woman? Oh, you already said motherly, right?
Yeah, someone's motherly that's gonna take care of them. Really.
Okay. What do you think that long term guy is looking for?
I'm not gonna lie, I've asked a few of my guy friends this question, and they said the same three. They all said the same three things: peace, someone that loves them like their mother, and good sex. Maybe good food, but if she's good at the other three things phenomenally, she really don't need to know how to.
Silent sex and sandwiches. Silent sex. Yeah, just remember the 3 S's. What about you? What do you think? The long term. Yeah. What's he looking for a long? If he fucks almost anything short term, what's he want the long term?
Long term, I think he would just want somebody that will give him some kids, because men be like, I want 5 kids, or they want kids if they don't have any, or like I said, they want peace, or they want somebody to take care of them, take care of the house,
All the traditionally stuff. Yeah. No, and women like or ladies, the reason why they like want those things is because it's really hardwired in us. Like we always for like 100,000 years, whenever we were like still talking as cave people and shit, like our only way to know if a woman was good for us to like have kids with and stuff was based off of youth and fertility. Like youth was directly fertility. Like youth equaled she still has eggs. So I can have babies with her, So like that's why youth is a really big deal to men, and it's always been that way. Because if you end up with a 35 or 40-year-old, back in the day, and like she doesn't look young, then that means that you're not going to be able to have children with her. So it's like that's why youth is a really really big deal to men. I wanted to ask, what was the thing that I just told you I wanted to bring up?
The prize.
The prize, or not the prize. I want to ask who should chase who. Because like we all kind of described that like there's these women chasing, well, like y'all kind of said that there's women chasing like these guys, and I want to know, like, is that normal that these girls are chasing these really high-end dudes that kind of look goofy, or like these girls that look goofy for doing this? Is that goofy, or are they doing the right thing? Is it better? Because obviously there's 2 different strategies here. Either y'all, it sounds like y'all are the type where y'all like the guys to come to y'all and like chase y'all and stuff. Are these girls crazy because they're chasing these high value guys, or are y'all crazy because y'all want guys to chase y'all? What do you think?
I'm not chasing no dude.
You're not chasing no dude?
I ain't chasing shit.
No.
What am I chasing a man for? He's supposed to be the provider and the leader, and he's supposed to show me where to go. Why am I chasing you?
So are you asking for like regular females, or are you talking about
You talking about the ones that can't get nothing what they
Any woman can get some. Any woman can get sex.
No, like I'm saying, are you?
But she might be a pick me if that's what you mean.
You talking about regular females, or the girls who go for celebrities to take?
No, I'm talking about regular girls,
females?
because y'all were kind of giving me examples of girls that y'all know that chase men a little bit. Like I just want to know, because there's clearly 2 different strategies here. There's some women that chase certain guys, and then there's some women that do like what y'all are kind of talking about, where like y'all want a guy to come to you. Which one's better?
To me, that's goofy. That's like when a bitch proposed to a man. That's weird.
Yeah,
That's
like,
weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the tequila, not the lime. I'm not chasing nothing. I'm not doing that. That is beneath me. My father did not raise me that way.
That's sick.
What do you think?
I don't gotta chase nothing. I just gotta be in the presence of something, and it be at the gas station, it be at the store, it could be anywhere. Like you don't get attention.
What if he's a top 1% man? We're talking income, high, sex, everything about this man. He's a 1% man. Would y'all all still have that same feeling?
Yeah.
Like that guy still needs to be chasing y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at you, and then
Yeah.
if you don't,
I'm gonna give you.
I'm just making sure. Yeah.
You'll always be the man. So.
Yeah. Okay. No. Well. Yeah. You like signal. You'll do like the ear signal or something. Like, come on.
I'm pass you like this, and walk back out like this.
Yeah.
You don't get the hint. Oh well, that's tough.
Right.
Yeah.
It just ain't meant to be.
Oh, okay. So let me twist it up a little bit. Okay. Let's say he sends the signal. Okay. So or say like he asks y'all out, y'all go on a date and everything. After the first day, oh Party pal, party pal. But like say like after the first date and stuff, he did everything, like he chased y'all like y'all wanted, he took you to the nice place and everything, but afterwards he's not texting you or nothing. Would y'all chase a little bit then?
It's not
Like
chasing if you
and once
text
again,
him.
we're talking about a top 1% guy. Like he's a top 1% guy, and he took you on a really good date. He chased you first. He set the date up and everything. But then the whole next week, this motherfucker's not texting you. Are y'all gonna text him first?
You blocked.
No,
You
what
blocked?
you mean
But
the whole
I'm
next
telling
week?
you though, he's a 1% guy though. I
I
want
don't
y'all to
give a-
realize that he's a 1%
So
man.
you
I don't
fucking
care
all
what
these
he
You don't
hoes,
care?
we don't need to be
You're not
talking.
gonna text him?
I just feel like if you're in the 1%, and if you take me on a date and then you don't hit me up after that, you basically wasted my time.
Okay.
And that just lets me know you have enough money to have bitches in different area codes, and I don't need you anyway.
Okay.
Right.
I would say if I text once or twice or call you once or twice, or like my text might be like, "So you hate me," or like, "Damn, you
Yeah.
don't miss me."
You
You
know,
gotta play
okay.
with him a little
But after
bit.
that, you block. It's over. I'm unfollowing you on
Yeah.
everything. I'm taking you out to close friends. I'm doing all that.
So ladies, I will agree with y'all big time that we were talking about short term, long term. So everything that y'all described for y'all's long term dating strategy is absolutely the best long term strategy, because if y'all chase one of those top 10% guys, like y'all's friends, you know, and y'all end up doing something like that and end up in a relationship like that, that guy is more likely going to leave you after you have the baby or find another girl, because he's the type of guy where obviously if he's having the pick of the litter, that means that he has a lot of women coming to him. So that's why she's struggling so hard to get taken seriously. So I would agree with y'all that y'all's best strategy is to not chase, but I would say that the best relationship and the healthiest relationship is whenever y'all are going to the guy. And I'll explain to y'all why really quick. I'm guessing y'all all think women are the prize, right? Does
I
everybody
think
agree
we're
that
both
women
the
are the
prize.
prize?
I think
Yeah.
we're
I
both
think
the
it's
prize.
equal.
You think it's
Yeah,
equal?
I
But if we lived in an unequal world, which we do, which one would be the prize in the unequal
I
world?
guess whoever make the babies.
Whoever makes the babies? Okay. Women are the prize. What do you think?
Technically, the men make them, and they, yeah. But I think it's equal.
You think it's equal?
'Cause I
But
feel like every-
like say we live in a crazy dream
Okay,
world.
if I had to choose the woman,
The woman? Okay, what do you think?
I might be scolded for this, but I'm gonna say the man, only because like women get to date who they want, but men only get to marry who they want. So women don't have that courtesy of choosing, unless you just bend the knee and bow, and I'm not doing that. So
Yeah. You hit one of my stillmans. What do you think?
I would say both, but in cases, men could be the prize. That's cool. Like you provide, you do everything. You could be the prize. You just, adding on to that. And women, you could be the prize because you could bring everything to the table, things like that.
I would say, like, if y'all want a top 10%, top 20% men, which, wait, let me ask this really quick, ladies. What income of a guy do y'all want? Like the guy y'all are going to get married to one day, what do you want his income to be?
rich, more than mine.
Like, give me a number.
At least double.
At least double?
Like what?
Like, yeah, just give me a number. 100, 150,
100,
200,
225.
220. What do you think? What does it need to
I
be?
can't even just give no number.
Just say 100, like 100 minimum?
I'm gonna
Six
say
figures?
90,
yeah,
95, 80.
I want to say 200 at least.
Okay, 200. What do you think?
whatever requires me not to work.
Okay.
No,
Facts.
period. 'Cause
I
if
need
I-
me a,
Which would
I
be about
need
100,
to be a
100.
housewife.
Right now, 150.
Yeah, in this.
I need me a millionaire. I ain't gonna lie.
You need a
I
millionaire?
need me a millionaire.
A million a year? What do y'all think is like the percentage of somebody who just makes $100,000 a year, which is less than what y'all all asked for? Like how many percentage of men in America make 106 figures?
I can't get no percent.
You have no idea? What do you think?
If you could just guess.
Yeah, just throw a number out if y'all can.
It's not 30, 40%.
About 40%, you think? 40?
30, 40%.
30 or 40? What do you think?
Maybe 40.
40, what do you think?
Like over 100.
Yeah,
Oh, like
guys,
over
guys,
100.
only guys that make
Guys?
over
Over
6
100?
figures.
Over 6 figures.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
about 20
percentage of
about
men that
15,
makes
20%. I think you said like
Yeah,
under.
15.
Under.
15, 20% make 6 figures as men. What do you think?
I think that's a.
A lot of these niggas is
I don't know. I would say 50 maybe.
50? What do you think?
Is that many?
But you got to think about the niggas you fuck with. You don't fuck with all races and
That's
other. Yeah, he's talking about the world.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with all races.
So 50, 15, 20, what do you think? Percentage of men that make 6 figures.
We're like 50, 60.
50 or 60? Okay. So you're on point. It was 15%.
I was
Yeah.
going based off like how much I'm making the people at the law firm. I was trying to think about the men at the law firm.
Yeah, so that's 100 G's. So like if y'all go up to like 200 G's, that's like even higher. I think top 1% is $400,000 or $500,000 a year. So like you're shooting for higher than top 1%. Y'all also got to remember in that 15% of guys over 6 figures, a lot of them are fat. ugly, short,
Maybe married already.
weird, yeah, married already. Like there's
How they
like
come
there's
through
all those.
already.
So like when we actually look at the numbers of those guys that are making six figures, you're looking at less than 2-3% of the ones that y'all actually want to mess with. Okay,
But
so
how-
I just wanted y'all, huh? I just wanted y'all to understand the numbers though really quick before I did this next part because you know, like I want y'all to see, like y'all said, mostly, you know, women are the prize. I would argue that if you want a top guy, which y'all all just said that you want a guy of a certain income, that is a top guy. We're talking top 2-3% for some of y'all. Like almost all y'all are top 5% income earners that y'all are looking for. So you do want a top guy. So if you do want a top guy, that means that you want the prize. You can have a guy that's not the prize, but these guys are going to be in the lower 80% bracket. And I totally think that y'all are the prize when you mess with those types of guys because they're going to treat y'all like you're the prize. Whereas a guy who's a top 10-20% man who knows that he's the shit because he owns multiple businesses or he's a badass, he's not going to sit there and simp and chase women all day for validation. Why would he give validation to people whenever he has things that he's focused on to make money all day? He's not focusing on that. I would say guys that sit there and simp and make y'all feel like you're the prize, those guys are losers. They're idiots, and they're inflating your ego and inflating your mind to think that you have this many people that are like actually really the shit, or like they're really providers, or they really are worth being chased by. They're not even worth being chased by. Yeah, go ahead.
How accurate is that list? Because I feel like 100,000 is.
That was based off CDC also.
That's like a bare minimum. Like
That's,
now.
that's what I'm saying. Like you saying that a lot of people don't make that. You
Yeah.
saying that's
So
only
the
15%?
average income in America is $38,000 a year. That's what the
terrible.
average person makes.
How much is that?
We're talking
an hour?
most
America
people.
gotta do better.
Huh?
That's like $15.
I think it's like 15 an hour, something like that. Yeah, 15, 16 an hour. Yeah.
You could work at Walmart and make
that's
that.
the new minimum
Because
wage.
like look at the average truck driver plant worker, they making over 100. That's why that percentage threw me off when you said.
Yeah, there's just a very smaller amount than you would ever imagine, honestly. Like we all, like I said, if y'all are dating certain types of guys or y'all going out to eat with those six-figure earners the most, you're gonna have a perception bias of seeing more of those men than normal. Y'all don't really see the guy at the grocery store stocking the shelves. He's a loser usually, and you don't even, he's literally invisible usually. Literally invisible. Or the guy at Sonic or whatever, the drive-through. You never see those guys. They're invisible.
Yeah. So I actually have it pulled up on my phone here. So 6% of women earn more than 100K per year. 13% of men make more than 100K per year.
Okay, so I was a little off. 13%, my bad. But yeah,
but it's even lower than what you said.
Yeah, it's even lower. It's even harder to find it, ladies. I was leading that into, I always like to ask, you know, who's the prize? And the reason why is because, like I said, if y'all want a top guy, which y'all all described that y'all do want a top guy, honestly, y'all did. So if you do, then say there's an island with 100 women, an island with 100 men. The one with 100 men has one woman. The one with 100 women has one man. Which one's going to repopulate first?
The one with the women's.
With 100 women, right?
Yeah.
Because 100 women can all get pregnant by one guy. So who creates more life?
The woman's.
Men do. No, one man created all those babies by himself. So men create more life.
All them babies.
No, but
If 100
he
men
created
was on
more.
an island,
What's the woman with the most kids? How many did she have?
so wait. So the one woman gonna get pregnant once a year.
No, but he go get 5 bitches pregnant in one day.
That's
he making more. They make more.
Yeah, the guy with 100 women on an island, and then the one with 100 men, one woman and one man. It's completely the man.
We're carrying all them children. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but like
the 100 women is carrying them children.
Yeah.
Not the one woman that's carrying them once a year.
But what I'm trying, because like the guy who had the most kids, his name was Ishmael the Bloodthirsty. He actually had 888 kids. The woman with the most had 69. Where it's not even close. A guy creates way more. He created like 12 times more than her. So like a guy creates way more life than a woman can if he's the top guy. Like we're talking about, top guys are gonna create way more life. Also, who puts the ring on y'all's finger? You already brought this up. Who puts the ring on your finger, ladies?
The man should.
Who's the gatekeeper of relationships?
Both of us.
No. Who's the gatekeeper of sex?
Both of us.
No, sex. Y'all are the gatekeeper of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Y'all like those girls, like they're y'all friends that are chasing those dudes. They can't ever get relationships from them. Why?
Because they keep fucking them.
Because they're the gatekeepers of the relationship. The men are. The man has to say, I want you to be my girlfriend. And if he doesn't make her his girlfriend, then she's just the thought. She just gets to stay as like the side chick forever. So because of that, men are once again the prize, because we put the ring on your finger and we're the ones who make the relationship into a relationship. What's needed more in society today? Do we need more masculinity or do we need more femininity? Like,
We
which
need
one
more
is like a need?
masculinity, please.
We need
We need-
more traditional
Tired of these
men that
sassy
want to
ass
take care of their
niggas.
woman.
But
and
like, what are
want
women
them
like?
to-
What are women today? Are they masculine or are they feminine? Like,
Well,
what's needed?
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
I feel like women are still feminine. However, to men who are not used to being supporters or used to being traditional because they want traditional wives, women who make too much money or make more than them are seen as masculine or, you know, how do I say this? Like prime example, a lot of men refer to Meg Thee Stallion as masculine or man. She makes more money than them. She's attractive and she doesn't need them. To a lot of men who are I don't say rudely, but men who are weak or don't have how do I say this in the nicest way possible.
You can be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, just say
Yeah,
it.
just
Yeah.
So a lot of men only are attracted to weak women because they have nothing for themselves. And a lot of women who work hard, have full-time jobs, or have their own shit, are seen as masculine because they're not as easy to manipulate and control.
Are they seen as masculine or do they act masculine? Like, is there certain traits that are masculine traits and there's certain traits that are feminine traits?
I actually had this conversation the other day.
But why do they act masculine?
I can.
Yeah, no, I can talk about that, but I want to ask, can we just, have a general agreement of, do you think there's masculine and feminine traits? If we can agree on that, then we can agree.
I can
There's
agree with
different
that.
traits, yeah.
Oh, okay. So then we can agree then that a woman can pick up certain traits that are considered masculine traits, and they're all type A personality. There's type A and there's type B. Type A personalities are people who work. You have to be aggressive. You have to be a go-getter. That's all type A personality, because to be a successful business person, to make money, you have to be a type A
I
personality.
completely agree with
So
that.
like women who are masculine, it's not a like what's crazy is that it's taken so like offensive when it's just stating in general how it is, like how you're acting. And there's nothing, like, the thing is, as soon as you realize that you're being a masculine woman, if you are, you can realize it and say, oh, I'm going to be accountable now. That was masculine how I said that. Or when I said this, that was very masculine. I should say, like, I should rest in my femininity and say it this way. And I would argue, ladies, y'all fall into your femininity if you're with a guy who's in his masculine frame.
I was
But
just
very
getting to
few
that.
men are in their masculine frame. So you're kind of pigeonholed and forced into the masculine shit all the time. But I would say, like, y'all aren't, like Meg Thee Stallion is a really good example of somebody that is actually very masculine, though. Like, the way she talks, the way she's a businesswoman. I expect her to be masculine, and that's fine. But I would argue it's okay. She can be masculine, and she's gonna find a very feminine dude that it works perfect. The problem is you can't have two masculinities in the same house.
Yeah.
You can't have two alphas under one roof. That's where the issues come. And so, like, y'all can definitely be an alpha woman and then go find a beta dude, and it'll probably work.
But there are some I can only speak from my perspective. I've dated men who didn't have as much as me, and they made me feel bad for it because I was seen as masculine.
Those guys are losers, though.
Okay.
Like, that's as simple as it is. They're just
we've
losers.
established that. But like when I dated someone, they didn't even have to make more than me, but they simply treated me a certain way. I was able to rest in my femininity regardless of how much money I made.
Yeah, I definitely think some guys get emasculated by it, and then when they're emasculated by it, then yeah, they're gonna feel some type of way and shit, for sure. I agree with you on that. But no, back to like what I was doing with the examples. When it comes to, I was saying which one's needed in society. Masculine type A personality is needed because we make money with it. And society, the GDP, America, capitalism, it's all based off of masculinity. So I was asking that because what's needed? Masculinity. We need masculinity. So it's the prize. We need masculinity. Okay. For the last one, is there more high value men? Just 1 second. Is there more high value men or is there more beautiful women?
Beautiful women.
So because of supply and demand, that means that there's more, that there's less of these and there's more of this, then guys are the prize because of supply and demand. So if y'all looking for a top guy, top earner and all this stuff like that, I'm just going to argue that those guys are the prize. And you kind of have to move a certain way to get the guys a prize. It's unfair. I know. What were you going to say?
You got to move a certain way too.
Key words you said if they want the top man. So
If
he's
they
not
want it.
speaking about all men.
Yeah. Y'all, there's tons of beta bucks out here that are really good guys. Like really good guys, honestly.
Like I was just gonna say, like, I feel like a lot of men are sassy now. Like they're very sassy, but it's like we gotta be tough all the time. But we want somebody that's gonna make us want to be soft, and we want somebody that's gonna like make us feel like kind of vulnerable. Like, because we're so tired of having to be hard on dudes all the time, and oh no, you can't do this for me because I can do this for myself.
Just-
but it's like
Right.
we want somebody to come and take over for us.
It's the financial institution's fault. Like, y'all gotta understand, they devalued the dollar to the point where no guy can be a provider to y'all anymore. Like our grandfathers and our fathers, like how easy it was to be the provider, to be able to make the woman like fully feel comfortable and in her femininity, like we're talking about and stuff like that. That shit is not possible today like it was 60 years ago. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, 60 years ago, the grandpa used to go have outside kids and all this extra stuff just because he was paying the bill. She would settle.
So
for that.
like, and I'm not condoning anything like that. So like my biggest thing is I'm very against affairs. Like there's a huge difference between like a guy who steps out and like has sex with a woman and a guy that goes and starts a whole damn family with somebody else. Because like I what?
Next level.
Well, because like we and Dr. David Buss again, like he talks a lot about in his books. It's never y'all's best bet to go for the short. Like remember we were talking about short term and long term guys. Okay, it's never your best bet to bet on the short term guy, the really attractive dude that all the other girls wants, or the really good dick game guy or whatever. It's never good to bet on him because what would have happened 100,000 years ago if you bet on that guy and then he ran off after the baby came? You would have been screwed. Y'all could have died. You and your babies might die because there's no way y'all can survive without a man to help you, protect you, and provide for you in the wilderness. So I would argue it's never y'all's best bet to go for these guys. But at the same time, it's just what you naturally want. It's something that you're always going to naturally go for. And I would say that they're sometimes the best bets, but they're going to cheat. Like, and that's why I was bringing up, like, there's a huge difference between an affair and just sleeping around one time, because if he has an affair, the reason why you're scared is because, like I said, if he goes and gets emotionally attached to another woman, you're screwed. You're going to lose everything. So I completely agree with you, though, that like it's not the best strategy for y'all at all to choose those guys.
I just hate whenever they say, "Oh, why aren't today's women's like our grannies?" Because your grandma was dumb. Your grandma didn't speak up, and she settled for less. And I'm not doing it.
Well, yeah, y'all, I don't want y'all to ever settle for less, but the biggest thing is just discerning between somebody that is going to go and have affairs and then some, like, I call it simping. Okay. I think that a guy that gives out his money, energy, attention, and time is simping, any of it. So like, that's liking girls' pictures, that's DMing girls, that's sending them $10 when they ask for it. Like all that shit to me is simping. Okay. So in my relationship, the way that I do relationships and the way I teach relationships is a guy should just never simp. He should never give out his money, energy, attention, and time to other women. That's for your wife. That's for your girl, because my resources are her resources. If I'm sending a girl $10 every week because she's asking for it, does that not make you feel a little uncomfortable? Because that's our security. That's our money. That's our 401k. That's our savings that I'm throwing away to this little thought. Okay. So I really believe that guys shouldn't do any of those type of things. But most guys just don't understand the difference between a one-night stand and an affair. I'll actually ask y'all just really quick. Do y'all think there's a difference between those two? I'll ask it simpler. Is there a difference between, or which one's worse to you? A guy who's physically cheating on you or a guy who's emotionally cheating on you?
Both.
Choose one though.
Physically worse for sure.
No, emotionally.
I believe emotionally because there's things and vulnerabilities that you would tell her that you wouldn't tell me simply because you're attached to her in a certain life. You can fuck a million hoes and not give a fuck about any of them. But if you're emotionally attached to her, you have a connection to her. She's not going anywhere.
Yeah, because men are different. They're not emotionally wired. So if you emotionally attached to a bitch,
exactly,
why?
that's a problem.
That's a problem. What do you think?
We was talking about this earlier. So like she said, if he go fuck her, he could be done with her, not speak to her again. But for you to have this whole conversation with her, and I don't know what all you told her, you finna go back home and be thinking about this all day. So no, don't give her your attention. Yeah, that's a lot.
Are you gonna change your mind, or you still think physical?
I still say the same. You had the nerve to go and mess with this girl. Like, you got me messed up, so I'm gonna go cheat. You cheat, I'm cheating. That's just what it is. Like,
tit for tat.
And that's gonna hurt you more because you think I'm not gonna do it, and you know I'm for you, but you could go do it, and then you do it.
Who's usually for the most part, like we're gonna say like a guy who's a badass guy. We're not gonna talk about like losers here, but a guy who like has options, like the guys that y'all want, like the guys that are attractive or have money and stuff like that. Who's winning if you go? Like say he does cheat or say he just goes and fucks another. He's not having an affair. He just fucks another girl and he comes back to you. Who's winning if you go and cheat and mess up the marriage and like ruin everything? Like who's gonna basically in 5 years, whose life is better, yours or his?
My life is gonna be better because I'm not gonna really care what he got going on. If we split up, that's cool. Like I'm not gonna see him.
Women always look worse sleeping around. The higher your body count gets, the worse it is for you. Like everybody else is gonna judge you for it. Okay. Men, it's not the same. So like whenever you, but it doesn't matter though because you can't compare the two because we're not the same. Like there's a lot of double standards in today's society, and I don't complain when I can't skip the line at the club. I don't complain whenever I go to Miami and I can't get on a yacht at 18. I don't complain about none of that stuff. And you complaining about a guy that's able to, cheat and not have bad as repercussions as a woman. dude, I'm sorry. Double standards suck. Like, I really don't like the ones that aren't in my favor either, but I have to put up with it.
Like if you're my man, like we're married and that's what you decide to do, then that's on you.
So,
but if we're just talking, I don't care what you're doing because you're not my man.
yeah. No, I'm talking about marriage, and marriage is an even bigger deal because if you've been together for 10 years, y'all got a family and stuff like that, and then to destroy all of that. Yeah, I agree that he's bad for doing that. But like I said, the reason why I asked the emotional and the physical thing is because clearly there's a huge difference between the two for men and women. Men really give a fuck about physical cheating. We really care about physical cheating because we couldn't tell if the baby was ours until 50 years ago. We literally could not do a test to see if a baby was ours and you until 50, 60 years ago. So for thousands of years, I was really crazy about mate guarding and making sure that pussy's mine and no other guys touching this because that's how I knew that was my kids and I'm taking care of for the next 20 years. Y'all don't, and so y'all are more scared about if the guy runs off and he loses and you lose his resources, your time invested. If you invested 5-10 years with this guy and he goes and has an affair with another woman and then he goes and builds a family with another woman, you just lost 10 years of your youth and your family that you built with him and everything. So that's why they, like, a lot of them answered emotional, because at the end of the day, the emotional cheating is way worse than the physical cheating on the guy's side. Way worse. And it's the opposite for men. If you went and cheated, say we got married, and the first year of marriage you go and cheat with another guy and you get pregnant by him, I could raise that kid for 18 years and never find out until I do a DNA ancestry test. And we're like, oh damn, why are you Scottish and I'm Asian? This doesn't make sense, you know? Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so let me bring this up. So I feel like men will never be able to go through what women could go through. They will never be able to stick beside a woman if he cheat. If she cheats and
it's a double standard.
If she had a baby with another man, he would never want to stay with her. But they expect us to do that. They expect us to stay with them, and they expect us to raise that kid, or they expect us to stick around. Like
yeah, because it's a double standard, and it's all based off of evolutionary psychology. Like, if we really, really dig deep and we peel the layers back, we can figure out exactly why men do this, women do this. And I want you to understand, I'm never condoning anything. I'm always saying what is and not what should. Like, I'm not saying what it should be or what we should do. I'm just wanting y'all to know what is the truth of the world, which is, yeah, men do like to sleep around. Yeah, women, it does look bad if y'all sleep around, and it's because of this, this, and this. I just want you to understand, because you have a very vengeful like mindset about like the whole sex thing. Girl, you win every time when they do that and you just walk away. Like, I'm telling you, you win every time. Like, you're hurting yourself with a vengeful mentality of, oh, he did this, I'm gonna go get my lick back and do the same thing. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you. It's gonna if he's a bitch, oh, it's gonna hurt him so bad when you go and do that, because I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like those guys that are bitch made, and you and as soon as he does it, you go and do it back, and he's fucking crying, you know, and all that shit. I know it. I know that feels good and stuff, but I'm telling you, if you're 9 times out of 10, you're hurting yourself more, because like, it depends what level the guy's at. Like I said, if he's a bitch or something, I understand it. But at the same time, like, you look goofy though going back to that guy and bragging about, like, if that's truly how you feel and you're like, you know what, this guy isn't a safe bet anymore, he's a cheater, I'm gonna go find a better guy, and you go find a better dude, you look goofy going back to this dork over here. You know what I'm saying? And even telling him, you know, that you went into, like, fuck that guy, he's a loser. Why does he matter at all? That's the only thing that I would say. Like, be careful with that mentality, because it's not gonna help you.
Right. I was just saying, like, in an instance of, if the man can do it, then I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not saying that's.
Oh, I know y'all can. Yeah, I know you can.
I'm never gonna settle. If it's some red flag, I'm gone. Like, I'm not doing that.
No, like I said, I don't think it's the best bet.
If it's like a mutual thing, like, okay, say he went and did his thing, and then maybe we're like on a little break, and then I go doing my thing. Don't ask me what I was doing, or don't ask me what was going on in between that break.
Well, just understand, open relationships don't work at all. Like, if y'all ever get into that exact scenario that you just brought up, you might as well just fucking walk away. It's not going to work. Like, men are hardwired a certain way to not be able to handle shit like that. They'll sit there and tell you, yes, that's fine, baby, we can do open relationship. You know how many Reddit stories I've read? Literally over hundreds of them, of stories of people opening relationships, and it never works, ever. So I just want you to know, that scenario you just said, don't ever fucking let it happen. The second he even asked that, you should know he's a little bitch, and you should just walk away. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Like, seriously, that's a big red flag whenever guys say that shit. I wanted to ask really quick, would y'all rather be with a part-time pimp or full-time simp? Okay, so the part-time pimp is the guy that, I know it sounds horrible, it's not a real pimp, I promise, it's not a real pimp. He's a guy that maybe once a year he's gonna fly to LA, or he's gonna fly to Washington, or whatever the fuck, for a business trip, and he might sleep with one girl there. And he just goes to the bar. He happens to go to the bar after his conference. A girl was there. He fucked her. He doesn't remember her. He never gets her number. He comes back home. He's not telling you about it. He's not bragging about it. He used the condom. He did it all correctly, and he hit it perfectly, okay? Would you rather be with that guy, okay, or a guy who is what we call a full-time simp, a guy that is going to just constantly give out his money, energy, attention, and time to other women? He's married to you. He's a great guy, but he's sending $10 to the Hooters girl. He's texting girls all the time. You always see him on Instagram liking bikini pictures. You always see him just trying to get other girls all the time. Like he never gets pussy. This guy never gets pussy. The only pussy he gets is you as his wife, but he gives out a lot of his money, energy, attention, and time to other women.
I don't want either one, but if I had to choose the one that you said go fuck once a year or something.
Right.
Yeah, and that guy never simps, by the way. He hates simping so much he'll never do it.
I like delusion, so I'm gonna have to go with the pimp. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know. I get it. Cool. It's gone.
Yeah.
Facts. I said the same thing.
The same thing.
I don't want you. Like, why are you
Why are
giving
you bitches
these
faces?
girls attention? You liking all these pictures? Like, am I even your type? Like, you commenting on these girls' pictures and stuff. Like, I don't want to see none of that. You know what I mean?
And-
I'd rather you just do that one thing. We don't got to talk about it. You don't got to say nothing about it. But if I'm visually seeing you in these girls' faces and you doing all
That's
this, like, I'm
embarrassing.
off you. Like,
Yeah, it's embarrassing
that's-
too, right? Embarrassing as hell, right?
it'd be like, look at them and then look at me. Like, don't play with me like that.
It's embarrassing. So like that, so this is what we go back to whenever I'm telling y'all really care about resources. Y'all really care about a guy's money, energy, attention, and time. That's yours. So I would say that like most guys are really stupid though. They get into a relationship and they're still simping. And I would say they're fucking retards. I wouldn't be with one of those guys, ladies. If I were y'all, I would completely avoid a guy that when you're in a relationship with him, he's liking girls' pictures or he's following models and he can't stop like DMing people or something like that. These are all guys that are huge red flags to y'all's long-term strategy, like we talked about. Remember? But what was I gonna ask? I just fucking forgot.
My question is,
Yeah, go ahead.
what's worse? If he go down her page and like all her pictures, or to be in public and you can see him just eyeing down a female, like he trying to undress her with his eyes.
In public for sure, because
I don't see that.
in public, I don't like. What is you looking at?
But
what
but
are
but
you
but,
doing?
but both are pretty goofy though.
Mhm.
Like both would kind of piss you off. Nah, I can't help but realize that I think a lot of y'all end up choosing like these. Oh, that's what I was gonna bring up. Okay, y'all's Instagrams. I haven't looked at y'all's Instagrams personally, ladies, so I don't know what they look like or anything. They might be a little ratchet or something. I don't know. But so like in y'all's relationship, y'all's past relationships, did y'all ever, or we'll say y'all's last serious relationship, y'all's last serious one, okay? Did y'all put y'all's Instagrams on private? Did you remove any bikini pictures that might have been lewd or anything like that?
I don't post on Instagram.
You don't post on Instagram?
I don't really have many like lewd photos. I have bikini pictures, yeah, but they're not like accessible. Well, some of them are, but those are the ones that aren't like oblivious or like super obvious or anything.
Do you have a public or private account?
It's private, but it's only like 4 pictures and they
It's
from 2
private?
years ago.
It's is yours public or private?
Mine's public.
Public. Okay, what's yours?
Mine's public.
Public. And then whenever you got into your last relationship, did you private it or did you take down any pictures or anything like that?
No,
No, because I've done the high.
because me, if you have me, you have me. Like, don't be worried about outside stuff. Don't be looking at my Instagram. Don't be getting in the comments. I can't control people commenting on my damn Instagram. I can't control people putting hard eyes on my shit. Like, that's not in my control. So if you're mad that there's dudes commenting on my pictures, that's with you. You gotta take that up with you and God. But
Yeah,
I'll,
because
like,
it's not
delete
it's not in
them.
your control,
like,
right?
if it's some crazy stuff, like, I'll delete it, of course. But if it's just like nothing harmless, like, I don't see anything wrong with it.
But it's not in your control, right?
Yeah.
So like putting it on private isn't in your control?
Yeah, but I feel like whether I put it on private, there's already more.
And like removing certain pictures that might get certain types of comments, like that's not in your control?
I'm too pretty to be private. I'm open minded and I'm open
feel like
with everything.
That's fine. That's fine. Actually, no, this is perfect for my next example. Or what were you gonna say real
I
quick?
feel like if I have to do all that in order to be with you, I feel like you already have insecurity issues.
Okay.
Because
No.
when you met me, you saw my Instagram, you didn't have an issue with it. So you trying to alter me as a
What if he
as I
put the
am-
boundary up at the very beginning? Like what if he said whenever y'all first started dating, hey, this is one of my boundaries. Are you cool with this? You would just be like, no. Like I don't want to date you.
I would ask why it bothers him so much. Like
Right.
what root insecurity is that
Okay.
hitting and why?
Okay, no, okay, perfect. So this is what I want to ask now, ladies. So Like you're a little bit harder because you said, but but yours is on private.
Yeah, but I have a Facebook, so I did have one picture on there with it on, with a swimsuit on. When I started talking to somebody, I went and made it like you like it, so they can't see it.
Yeah.
But that was before they even got to
Okay.
like,
No. So this is what I'm asking, ladies. So what is y'all's sexual market strategy? What is a woman's strategy to lure men in or to get men? Like, what is y'all's strategy?
Blink.
Look.
Yeah,
like, there's-
Just look.
There's not too much for me. There's not too much I gotta do.
You
I'm
gotta really
tall.
get-
I'm pretty. Like my personality, my energy.
But like,
radiates.
you
Like,
can't
there's
get
not
guys
much-
like sitting at home, right?
Yes, you can.
No, I'll be outside.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Well, yes, you can, but like how? Like with dating apps and like Instagram, I'm guessing, right? Okay, but like other than that, like you got to go
Oh, like,
to
you
club.
have to be
Like you have to go
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Most times.
And like you don't have to go up to the guy once you're at those places. Like they'll come up to you, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like whether you're at the grocery store, clubs, or anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we could all agree then that like y'all's dating market strategy is kind of just putting yourself places, whether that's putting yourself in the grocery store or, at the club or having an Instagram that's open, public, posting pictures, like all those things are just you doing your dating market strategy, which is just putting yourself out there. Basically, men are the salespeople and y'all are the buyers because a guy has to come to you like a salesman and try to sell himself to you. So if y'all's strategy is just basically advertisers, like y'all just advertise yourself, okay? What is a man's strategy?
What is a man's strategy?
Yeah, to pursue, right? To like come up to y'all.
I usually I'll dunk on you. I'll crush you up.
That's
I'm
so
6. I'm
cliche.
6'1". Like I'm pick
You
a
get some
better
fun.
line.
You
Pick
get
a
some
better
funny
line.
ones,
Like,
don't you?
I'm sick of it. Like
She gets some really good ones.
pick
But
something else.
so like, but they'll come and say, or sometimes they'll slide in your DMs, I'm guessing, and they'll say certain. Basically, though, what I'm trying to show is guys go to you, and y'all just advertise, right? Okay, so in those relationships that y'all were in the past, the ones that we were just talking about, because y'all or you didn't, but y'all had like y'all's profiles still open and stuff. What was that guy ever DMing other girls, ever liking girls' pictures, ever like like kind of using Instagram to like talk to other girls and stuff like that?
I don't know. I don't really go.
Did you ever look at it and see it?
I mean,
No, I don't look for stuff like that.
yeah,
No.
I don't care. Like if you with me, you with me. Like and we vibe. Like that's cool. I'm not looking for stuff that's gonna make me mad.
So like here, this is my only beef with like the whole Instagram thing. Okay, I'll give you an example. So for me personally, as I told y'all earlier, I'm really big about not simping, about giving out my money, energy, attention, and time to other women. I'm very big about it. So to respect my girl, that's all to respect my girl. I got an awesome girlfriend, and so like, why would I sit there and message other girls, send money to other bitches, like do any of this type of shit when I have an awesome girl, right? But so she respects me though also, and she has an Instagram that has like 50 followers on it, private, only posts like animal pics and shit. Like there's nothing like lewd, there's nothing bad or anything. So she makes me comfortable because she doesn't use her dating market strategy, and I make her comfortable because I don't use my dating market strategy at all. I have to go to the clubs to promote on the weekends. I don't talk to girls the whole time I'm there. I don't sit there and message women and try to hang out or try to or go like bikini pictures or anything like that, because that would be me using my dating marketing strategy, and I'm in a relationship, so that's wrong. So I would argue that if y'all are in a relationship with a guy and y'all use y'all's dating market strategy, which is advertising yourself, that's fine. But don't complain if that guy still uses his dating market strategy, which is pursuing. And that's the biggest thing that is like that's unfair, but that's just how it is. What's up? Yeah, what do you think?
I would say don't get a bad bitch if you can't handle a bad bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. Like don't be
That's the
mad
one.
when you got a girl that's getting attention. Like she cannot control that. And I'm not saying I'm cocky or anything, but I'm confident.
So-
like that happens all the time. Like I'm with you. Like don't focus on nothing else. Like you know what I mean? So it's like I feel like sometimes they feel like they have to do this or
Like
that.
they have to
or like,
protect you or like keep you away from things or something. So like there's this thing called mate guarding, and like I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. So like for hundreds of thousands of years, since we couldn't tell if the baby was ours or not, mate guarding was this huge thing that we all did to make sure that I was never going to accidentally take care of somebody else's kid for 18 years. So, and mate guarding isn't something that a guy does just for his girlfriend. Fathers, brothers, uncles, everybody mate guards women. Mate guarding isn't just like a spouse thing. It's a all men mate guard all women, because if we mate guard women, that's what keeps y'all from getting raped, like all the bad stuff that can happen. We have to make, especially children, especially women 5 to 15 years old and shit. Oh my, Like, yes, we have to mate guard them. We have to make sure nothing bad happens to them. Some of the worst traumas come from that happening to women at young ages. So, like, when a guy is pushing, all these boundaries or these things, the security over you, he is doing a natural mate guard that we have always done for all of history to make sure that our girl is safe and nobody else is going to come and try to mess it up. There's also something called mate poaching, which is where guys will come and try to poach your girl, try to take your woman. And so guys are known to try to protect that and try to make sure no other males are going to poach my woman. And so when a guy does all these things, we shame them today. It's just like, oh, you don't want your girl doing this. Like you're insecure. You're this. The thing is, I'm just I want to protect my woman from anything that's bad. And the thing is, if we go out to the club or we go anywhere, she's stunning. I want her to wear the thing that has the most stuff out, the sexiest thing that she can wear. Like, I love all that. Like, I want to show off my girl as much as possible when I'm out with her. But when I'm not there to protect her, no way. No way at all. And it's crazy because 20 years ago, we were scared of the internet. We were so scared of the internet. 20 years ago, if you went on a vacation, it was considered crazy to tell people that you went on a vacation online because they're going to go kick your door in or something while you're out of town. And today it's just like, no, we meet people online. We jump in cars of people, Uber drivers that we don't even know who they are. Like we meet, we do all types of stuff. We post when we're on vacation every fucking day that we're there. This is all stuff that I'm still old school. I don't do any of this type of stuff because the internet is a dangerous place. And I'm always going to see it that way. But yeah, like I just wanted you to understand, there's just two completely different dynamics. Like you can choose that dynamic. Just be prepared for what comes with it sometimes. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely some simp beta cucks out here that will be like, yes, baby, show off your stuff and also pay for you to go on a trip with your girls and do whatever you want. And y'all can find that guy. Y'all can definitely find that guy. It just might be a little hard. Let me read that super chat real quick. $2 from Traditional and Modern Talks. What's the latest thoughts on passport bros? Oh, that's really cool. Do y'all know what a passport bro is?
I've heard the term, but I'm not privy to it.
No.
It's just like when a group of guys, they go out and they travel, but it's like only guys.
Like a guy travel group?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say like it's necessarily like a guy travel group, but just guys traveling. Like, because it's not always a group, but a passport bro is just like over the last couple of years, a lot of guys have just given up on dating in America. Dead ass. Like literally been like, women are so crazy here, we're leaving. And they're all just going to other countries because the women fetishize them because they're Americans usually. And we just have better income. Like we're better, the dollar's worth so much more in other countries. So like, a lot of these guys are just taking advantage of the fact that they can get women way easier over there. And what do y'all think about that? Like, does that bother y'all that a lot of like really good men might be leaving, or do y'all think that the weakest men are leaving? Like, what do you think about it? What do you think?
Oh, I don't care what they do.
You don't care what they
If
do?
They gotta go over there to get what they need, then.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you care about?
I don't care at all. Like if you
whatever they want?
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, no.
No. What do you think?
So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That's what you feel like. That's your steez, then do that.
Right.
I would say just being in America is hard mode. And I like hard mode, so I'm going to always stay in America and just do hard mode. But some guys definitely need to just go to the other country because it's easier for them. Yeah, they want to play on easy mode. And passport bros isn't just a bros thing. There's a lot of women that are passport women, and like the Caribbean has an entire like sex industry that is literally based around women going there, like European women going there for sexual stuff. So it's definitely a normal thing. Was there another one, or was that the only one, Donnie?
That was it.
Ladies, I wanted to ask, who wants to get married at this table?
Yeah,
I do.
Me.
You do?
Like
I do.
eventually. Yeah.
You do? What age?
Well, I would want to do it before 30.
Before 30? What do you think?
I'd prefer to be married by 29. Yeah.
29.
I mean, I really don't have a set age. Like marriage isn't my life goal. Like I would love to be married and have kids, but it's not really like something that I would, like it's a deal breaker for me. Like I do want to get married and have kids, with somebody, but it's not really like a time thing with me. Like I could be 50 and get married. I could be 40. I could be 30. Like when it comes, it comes. It could be tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just depends on who I want to select to have my children.
Okay. Another thing is there's something called MGTOW, which is men going the other way. Like this is men that just give up on women completely. Like they're not going to other countries. They're not doing nothing. They just give up on women. What do y'all think about those type of guys? Guys that just gave up on dating today. Don't care.
I'm finna give up. So
she's a MIG she's a WGTOW. Women going their own way. What do you think?
I'm this close
To being a
right
WGTOW also?
right here.
We got two WGTOWs. What do you think?
She having fun.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I'm outside. Like everybody knows. Like if you know me personally, like you know I'm outside always. I'm with like.
Oh, say less.
But what do you think about guys that just give up on dating right now? That's what I was asking. Like those guys that just completely gave up. What do you think about them?
I mean, that's on them.
Yeah, if y'all
Like,
want to give up, you
that's
can give up.
cool.
I had to read that for you, Jerome.
Say, I got a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
The lady that's to your left, you said you're 27, right?
I am.
27, but you want to be married by the time you're 29, right?
I'd love to be, yes.
Yeah, but yet you said you taking yourself completely out of the dating game.
I didn't say that.
Well,
you
she
did-
said she's this close to it.
I said
Well,
I'm this close.
Well, I mean, earlier today you said that you're like single, and then that you're not fucking with nobody. What ways are you what characteristics or what are you doing now to try to reach that goal of being married by the time you're 29? If you're taking yourself off the dating game a little bit, because that's what it kind of hinted towards earlier in the show.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, if I'm being honest, I've been going to therapy, and if there's anything I've learned after going to therapy for the past 2 years, it's that wanting nothing attracts everything. So I've literally just been working on me, my business. I launched my business, going to work, working out, gaining the weight I want, looking the way I want, and just being a happier version of myself for myself. And I feel like even in the past 2 relationships I've been in, that's showed very concretely through to my partners. Even though they couldn't, keep it in their pants, I don't condone, stepping outside of relationships. So I just feel like I didn't necessarily take myself out of the dating game. I'd rather have the pick of the litter, as he stated earlier in the podcast. I value quality over quantity. I don't care about having multiple partners. I want to have the right partner that's right for me, whether they make millions or they have a regular day job. If you make me happy, I'm a child of God. I was raised in the church, so I'm a rib. I'm supposed to fit your rib perfectly. Whatever you are, whatever you make up, whatever that happens to be, whatever outline God has for me in that place, that setting, that's going to happen.
Gotcha. For the man that you're looking for, do you put yourself in a situation to be around that said type man to
I do,
potentially?
actually, yes.
Yeah. What do you have like a certain strategy or areas, place that you like to put yourself in to meet that man?
Actually. So I think I mentioned previously I work at a law firm. So I go to a bunch of business meetings, business ventures, business venues. I go to the art gallery by myself often. I do picnics in the park. I go to Nordstrom's all the time to read books and buy books. I like to meet high quality men aren't just financial. They're mental, emotional, because you can have a whole bunch of money and treat me horribly. You need to value me as a person. You need to have emotional stability as far as taking care of yourself and me as a person. You need to be able to mentally understand yourself and me, because you can listen to a lot of what I'm saying and not hear anything I'm saying. So I feel like the person I know I need to match with has to have a bunch of different pillars he needs to have worked on in himself in order to even be compatible with me.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah. So she's looking for the high quality man, and the high I like to categorize. There's high quality men. There's high value men, ladies. Sometimes you can get a unicorn that's both of them, but it's pretty hard to find it.
Damn near impossible, but I'm looking.
Yeah. I want to say though, one of the big tips I give all the time for women on the panel though is I say, if you want to be with a lawyer, work at a lawyer's office. If you want to be with a doctor, become a nurse or work under a doctor. If there's a certain type of guy that you want to be with, find a way to work under them, because that's a good way to get around a lot of them to possibly be with that one day. I wanted to ask really quick, what is or do y'all want kids?
Absolutely.
If I'm married.
If you're married?
I do, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, if I'm married.
Y'all do want kids?
Yeah,
Okay.
if I'm married.
I wanted to ask what he had. Do y'all know what misandry means? Do you know what
No, I do
misandry
not.
means? No? Do you know what misandry means?
I'm not privy to that.
You know what misandry means?
Mhm.
It means that you hate men. Do any of y'all have a hatred for men at all?
Of course, I hate them, but I need you. I'm not into women. I just hate guys.
You gotta get over that trauma, girl. Do you hate men right now?
I don't.
No? Do you hate men?
No.
She's not.
I want to say I hate them, but it's
She's a little frustrated
It's a
right now.
love hate.
It's okay, because we're gonna have you come back on the show multiple times. We're gonna work through that misandry till it's all gone. You're gonna. I would see. The thing is, ladies, like, we all hate what we don't understand. So the thing is, like, there's a lot of men out here too that I coach, and they're misandrous or misogynist. Like, they legitimately hate women, and it's because of their mother, their dating life, like the women that they dated or something, and they legitimately have traumas that they need to get over. And I would say that everybody needs to learn to understand the other sex more, because a guy will stop being a misogynist whenever he learns why women do what they do. When it's like, oh, okay, she just did this because she's hardwired to do this. She's hardwired to want a guy that's a provider. Of course, of course this was going to happen, and same with y'all with men. There's a lot of things I talk about on the show that's really uncomfortable and it might piss you off, but y'all just got to understand that it's just to help you move easier. It's a tool belt. And now that you have these tools on your belt, you can use them when you need them. And you can be like, okay, I understand. This is how men are. I'm not going to hate men, or I'm not going to be bothered when they do this. I'm just going to understand this is how some men are. And this is why. Let me read this this question. Question from the ladies: have you dated a man that makes 100,000 a year, and what happened?
I don't know what they made.
You didn't know what they made. You never asked them. Man, you should ask.
I've dated one.
Dated one,
Yes.
and what happened?
I just found
Was
out.
he the cheater?
Yeah, he had multiple women, different area codes, and I found out at like 3 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I feel like me, I'm not in the stage of my life where it's like we have to be together or like I'm forcing you to be with me. So like more for me, it's just like dating around or so it's just like me. I'm more like athletes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
no, you're so like I've had a lot of tall women on, or women that are like athletes, and they like have the same kind of preferences as you, because obviously, why would you want to go out with like guys that are shorter than you with heels and stuff like that? And I just want you to understand though, like it's dangerous though, like because like I was telling her about alpha widowed and stuff like that. Like when you deal with a certain caliber of men just consistently, it makes it really, because you said you want to get married one day, like you want to have kids one day. We need to remember that like the bracket that you're shooting for is an extremely small bracket. Like guys that are 6 foot tall, do you know what the percentage is?
I don't know.
It's only 12% of men. Only 12% are 6 foot or taller. So whenever you're getting a guy that's 6'4", 6'5", we're talking less than 1%.
Oh,
Less
they
than
out
one.
there.
Oh yeah.
They out, like I'm
Oh,
not.
oh, oh,
If you're
oh.
not 6'4", 6'3", I'm not even looking your way. Like it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
hard to find them.
Oh yeah, I know
Especially,
I know
like-
it's not, I know it's not hard to find them, but I want you to understand there's a huge difference between finding a guy to have sex with you and a guy to marry you, or a guy to like have a relationship with you.
Right.
So just be careful, because you're getting yourself into a position where there's only a certain type of thing that you're going to be able to have, and then those guys are never going to settle. They're never going to be like, why am I going to fuck this girl only whenever I have literally 10 on rotation every week, which
Yeah,
those
and
athletes
that's
do.
why
But
just have
the
fun.
one of my big, yeah, well, and so I know I'm gonna
I'm
sound like a dad right now and shit, but the thing is like I really teach women to keep their legs closed, and the reason why is because every day that you're just having that casual sex, or you just have those guys that are just like your fuckboys or whatever, you could be walking past that guy that is your husband, that guy that is going to give you children one day. And if you're dickmatized, if you're sitting there focused on this asshole that's not gonna ever take you seriously, you're never going to see that guy. And so like one of the big things I teach is being celibate. Like that's why I asked at the beginning, are you single, are you single? Because there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between a girl that's not sleeping with anybody at all and somebody that has casual sex. Because if you're even having casual sex, certain guys are going to be invisible to you that might be your husband. And I'm not going to sit here and say like you need to do this or anything, but I just want you to think about it. I just want you to go home tonight before you go to bed. Just think about what I'm saying. Just really, really resonate. Think about, the type of man, like, do you want marriage? Do you really want kids? And, if you do, just reconsider, just take what I'm saying as a little bit of a consideration. I wanted to, ask really quick, like, what do y'all think your purpose is?
Wait, I wanted to go back
Oh,
to
yeah.
what you just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is so true. Like, whenever, me personally, when you stuck on one person, when you messing with somebody, you could really just be stuck on them. So while they was doing their bullshit and you didn't let these 3-4 people slide, one of them could have been your soulmate, but you was so stuck on this that you knew that wasn't gonna work. And like you said, they become invincible to you.
Yeah, and like I've seen it happen to a lot of girls, because I, like, y'all don't know this, but like all my best friends are girls, ladies. Like I had mostly groups of women my whole life as my friends, and like I've seen a lot of them get to certain ages and like they had opportunities with amazing dudes earlier, and they blew it, and now they cry to me and they talk to me about it, and it's just like I don't know what to say. Like you had the opportunity and you lost it,
I could say like for me, like I can have the opportunity right now, but it's just the fact that I don't want to. Like I can have a relationship tomorrow. I can have a relationship next week. Like you know what I mean?
But
feel
if
like
it's not
where
from the
it's
guy
like-
that you want, then it doesn't matter.
But it could be. But it's saying like if I wanted to.
I'm telling
you
you,
know?
I would argue that if women could have the relationship from the guy that they really wanted, they would have it. Like every girl wants, no girl wants to be for the streets. No girl wants to be in the streets. I literally talk to a lot of women all the time. It's all cope. It's all just like, I like this. This is the life. No, it's all cope. Like, honestly, I know that, like, if you really could have a relationship with the guy that you really wanted, you would take it in a heartbeat. Every girl would, because y'all are built for that. Like, just like how I'm built to, like, guys, symbiosis, like, we're meant to be together. Men and women are meant to be together. We're not meant to be separate, guys. But yeah, I wanted to ask this really quick. This is my last question, or the second to last question. What do you think your purpose is?
In life,
Yeah. Talk a little closer if you can.
I'm not sure. I don't.
You know?
I pick up stuff, drop it. Like I started doing tattoos, stopped, started making rugs, started doing clothes, went to refineries, went.
So you're
dropped-
searching for your purpose.
Yeah, I'm still trying it out.
Searching, yeah. What do you think?
I think my purpose in life, honestly, I've realized over the past few years, is to be a light for other people. I
Mhm.
feel like I do well guiding some friends, and honestly, I feel like my overall purpose in life so far, from what I realized, is just helping guide other people and teach them things that I wish I would have learned earlier.
That's a very spiritual purpose, yeah. What do you think?
I would say similar to Jason.
Here, talk a little bit more to the mic.
I said I would say similar to Jason. Like we're like really good friends. We've known each other for a couple years. But like for me, I just want to radiate and bring positive and like happy to everybody. Like I'm not like a Debbie Downer. I'm not like negative. Like I always want to have fun. Like I want to make sure everybody around me having fun. Like I want to make sure I have an impact on whoever I meet anywhere I go. Like I want them to be able like to say, oh, like she was a good person, or I really love being around her. Just things like that. I want anybody to have anything negative to say about me.
Okay. No, those are all good. Those are all good in general, purposes for sure, guys. So like I would say though, there's like a purpose that is more like a natural law for y'all, natural law for men and women. Even maybe like in a moral way, if we look religiously, there's like a little bit of a moral law too. So like for me as a man, I need to create things. Like we invent, we build buildings. The environment that we see in front of us, it's usually because men created it. Okay. Men are supposed to create things. If I got to 40, 50 years old and I created nothing with my life, I did nothing. I just worked a 9 to 5 for my whole life, I would probably be really depressed, because what the hell did I wasted all my time. Depression is when you keep thinking about the past. Anxiety is when you think about the future. So once I'm 50, I'm going to be sitting there crying, like, why didn't I build businesses? Why didn't I build a family? Why didn't I do all these things that would make me happy now? So for me, that's why I have this podcast. I have multiple businesses. Like, that's why I focus on those things, because that's what makes me feel fulfilled as a man. I would say for women, though, y'all have a natural and a moral law to have children, because that's something that men can't do. Like, I'll never be able to have a child. Yeah.
Can I word that differently?
Yeah, say it how you want.
I think as women, our natural like baseline purpose is to multiply things that we're given.
So like, here, let me dig deeper, because like that's still not gonna like fulfill. Like, I'll tell you why it's children specifically. So,
But not everybody wants children.
do you think that your ancestors that made it through all the past boars, past woolly mammoths, past cougars, past all this crazy shit over the last hundreds of thousands of years, do you think that they want your genetic lineage to die because you feel like it?
But I feel like their opinions are relevant. They're not here.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. So that means that you're living for something, though. You're definitely living for them.
Why
Like, you
can't I live for
wouldn't
myself?
be here if it wasn't for them.
Yeah,
You
but
wouldn't
I'm here
not
now.
be here if it wasn't for your mother birthing you and every ancestor before her. So by you saying I don't want to have kids, or say a woman is like, I don't want to have kids, or kids isn't like what I want to do, you're just going against your nature, and that's fine. You can totally do that. I think that's fine. But it's just like a cancer cell killing itself. There's no difference. You're just wanting like your line to die off right there. And like you can destroy yourself, and you could stop your lineage, and you could stop everything, but you're literally shitting on every person before you that fought to live to get to that point. What were you gonna say?
Okay, I would say to an extent our purpose is to reproduce and have kids, but a lot of people aren't fit to be parents. A lot of people aren't fit to have
That part,
kids.
that's
A lot of
exactly why I
people
said
can't
what I said.
afford to have kids.
So like, here's the issue, is that everything that you just said is all controllable. People can become better people. Financial issues, we live in America. Anybody can become a top 1%er if you really, really know what you're doing. We live in the greatest. Oh yes, no, you have no idea how lucky you are to be born in America. You need to go to another country or talk to immigrants that come here from another country and see how lucky we are to be here. There's a lot of there fucking what's his name at the gas station? The fucking Indian dude at the gas station fucking, oh yeah, what do you need? Like, yeah, he's all fucking happy as hell making money off of stupids like us that been living here for fucking 20 years and still giving him he's making money off of us. Like, trust me, we live in the luckiest country in the world. And if you think that you can't become a top 1%er, you just haven't learned enough. You definitely can.
But you really think women are only here to get to?
Yeah,
No,
so I didn't even get to finish that. So let me finish it
No, I
really
wanna
quick.
hear this,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah, yeah.
that's
So
not-
like, ladies, the reason why your purpose is children is because it's the same as you got to 40 or 50. I can promise you, if I look at statistics right now, the saddest demographic is 45 and up single women. The number one demographic of people on antidepressants are single women. Okay, so I can prove that once you get to a certain age and once you start doing these certain things like society has pushed us into, which is focusing on your career, focusing on your friend groups, focusing on all these other things, you're going to figure out by the end of it that's not truly what you wanted. What you really wanted was to, be have a family and kids. You don't want to die alone. You want to die and look around and have tons of family around you. There's nothing cool about dying by yourself, and nobody wants to do that.
You got a lot of girls. You got a lot of girls who got kids that don't need them. You got a lot.
What
of
do you
people
mean don't need them? What do you
don't need
mean?
them.
Because God put every child in this world for a reason. So like I don't.
I believe a lot of kids
are
are mistakes
for everybody.
A lot of kids are mistakes.
No. The kid is never a mistake. The parent is a fucking mistake. The kid is never a fucking mistake. Okay, the parents fucking suck. Okay. And the only reason why we have an issue today is because people can't take accountability. Whether it's men or women, men being horrible fathers, women being horrible mothers, both sides, they both fucking suck. We have tons of people that are horrible parents today, and they would be good parents if they took accountability and realized where they sucked. But nobody takes accountability anymore. And I just really got to drill in though, ladies, that when it comes to like having a family and having kids and stuff like that, I know that this is your purpose because I can't do it. If I could do it, I would say that this is men's purpose. We can't do it. Y'all are the only creators of life. Men aren't. So women are the only ones that should.
You got a lot of people who cannot have kids. So
yeah, and that's very sad. Like that sucks. Like you gotta understand, there's percentages of people that are also born in the wrong bodies, and they're actually like different sexes. So that's definitely a percentage chance of happening.
That proves what I said. Like everybody's not meant to have children. You saying
there's also people that are born with retardation. Like we can't. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. There's always going to be 1% of people that are messing it up for everybody. Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I'm gonna say my parents were teenagers when they had me, and if I was a teenager and got pregnant, I wouldn't know what to do. So it's like you see, like back in the day, like that happened a lot. Like people were younger having kids, and it's like now this generation, they not saying like most of them, but like it's hard to try to say that because it's like you don't know the situation those people were in. Like my mom had to work 3 jobs, and she was a single mother. You know what I mean? Like my dad was in my life. And I had a stepdad, but it's like you're seeing your parents grow up like that. You don't want to live like that. You don't want to have to struggle. You don't want your friends to struggle. Like you don't want to see anybody.
Ladies, I agree with y'all. I agree.
Have a kid. Like you should be able to have a kid and be financially responsible enough to take care of that kid. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to encourage anybody to ever have kids whenever they're not ready. Of course, like I don't ever want to encourage that. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, as a guy that had a kid on accident, the wrong way, one night stand, had a kid. Okay, tried to make it work with the person, try to stay with them. Okay, definitely weren't doing good financially 3-4 years ago when it first started. Okay, and we still made it work. You gotta. The thing is, people make excuses like crazy today. If y'all really wanted to, y'all could live on a budget with a really good guy at $60,000-$70,000 a year. But how many people want to do that? Most people want to live a life of going on vacations every 3 months or going out to eat every week or two. My parents didn't do that my whole life, so I'm a very frugal person. So I don't worry about all that type of shit that most people worry about. So for me, I could have a kid because I'm very frugal. And I'm not sitting here thinking about doing all types of selfish stuff or trying to make my kid look like they're rich or, put them in Burberry and shit like that. So it's just like, if you're the type of person where you're trying to be extra and everything, yeah, I bet you can't have kids right now. But if you're actually an intelligent person that can take accountability and understands responsibility and understands how to save money and understands how to do everything correctly, you can live off $67,000 a year. Easily, even with these grocery prices right now, because I'm testing it right now to see. I literally do all my budgeting every month. I know how much money I spend. I could definitely live off 6-7 G's right now.
Yeah, but you're not everybody.
But you're not
everybody can't
Yeah.
do that.
Well, no. So it depends how much. Once again, we live in the most gluttonous country in the world. everybody eats way more than normal
Way
here.
too much.
Like we have a capitalistic system that loves y'all eating breakfast every fucking day because we make way more money if we do that. Like y'all, like at the end of the day, like I told y'all, it's accountability. Like we could fix a lot of these issues, but it's also a knowledge gap. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, that there isn't a giant knowledge gap between intelligence and like and what's going to make us smarter so we can have kids and like eat correctly and do everything correctly. Yeah, it's hard as hell, guys. I agree with y'all.
Well, for me, reality is perception. And so it really depends on when you dig deep into that type of stuff, it depends on a person's background. And like she was saying earlier, this is a new generation. So as we evolve, people are not going to be doing the same thing that they were doing back in the day, because we are an evolved race. Because I am 40, but do I look like I'm 40? No. Do I act like I'm 40? No. Do I get more younger guys trying to talk to me than guys my age? And that hasn't worked out really good for me. So, it just really depends on the person and their backgrounds, because, different people from different backgrounds deal with different issues differently.
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing is like a lot of us are going through trauma, and if you can't bust down the trauma walls, we're all screwed. What were you gonna say?
Okay, I would say like from a perspective, my mom's people are Filipino, so I've been to the Philippines, and I have family that's rich out there, and I have family that's poor out there. But that's everywhere. You have places that are rich and poor. You know what I mean? So I would say it's just like America. Like you have people that are super rich, you have people that are super poor. Can't afford their next. They're living a paycheck to paycheck, or they can't even afford their rent right now. It said that you had to make $100,000 a year to just afford to live in Dallas. You know what I mean? Or like make 3 times the rent. Like the people at the apartments don't even make 3 times the rent. You know what I mean? So it's just like we're in like a certain kind of crazy thing where it's like
it's damn near impossible.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta like get up off your feet and try to do something, but at the same time, it's not as easy as it can be for everybody. Like you know what I mean?
So like the reason why I have that pull yourself up by the bootstraps mentality, just like anybody can do it type of thing, is because I did it like that. Like I had nothing. I was kicked out at 18 years old, and I did it. So it's like I just can't express to you that like. We love to make excuses for ourselves. Like guys are like, y'all know this. Guys are playing more video games than ever. Guys are addicted to pornography more now than ever. Like a lot of us are lazy as fuck. So like that's why I can't believe it, because anytime I look, because I mentor a lot of guys, I mentor even women too, and like I can't help but find certain things in their life, like why they're broke. It's like, okay, well you do this, so and you do this too, and you do this too. And don't get me wrong, it's all about our parents. If your parents didn't teach you not to do certain things, then you're screwed. I had 4 amazing parents, so I got a lot of cheat codes that most people didn't get. That's why I'm okay. But that's the whole point of doing these podcasts and teaching these type of things, because people need to learn the tricks of the trade. So anybody, I want you to know though, in America, anybody can make it. Okay, anybody can do it. It's all based off your mentality, though. It's all based off your mentality. We gotta close it up, guys. I'm gonna ask this last question I always ask.
Hey, we got one super chat.
Oh yeah, let me check out that super chat real quick. $2 from traditional martial arts. Ladies, do you understand your femininity? Any examples? Okay, so do you understand your femininity, or just give an example? Actually, give me examples of femininity. Talk closer to the mic.
I'm trying to think right now. Come back to me.
Come back to here. We'll start over here.
Okay, I would say my femininity is like I want to be submissive to a man. Like I want you to be able to make me feel like I need to be that way, or make me feel like I'm not really that affectionate, but I like people to be affectionate on me. And so like I'm kind of learning to try to be affectionate. Like I got a lot of affection when I was growing up, but I'm just like, ew, don't touch me. Or like, okay, like maybe we can cuddle, or like, you know what I mean? But I just feel like I said, like I've been with a lot of like tough men, so it's hard for me to try to be like a little more feminine when it comes to like dating, or like hanging out, or like, like cuddling, or like holding hands. Like I hate PDA. Like don't hold my hand, and don't like kiss me in public. Like I don't know why I'm like that.
Even like with those masculine dudes, that's how you are.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised. I figured
like,
the more masculine he is, the more you'd want to hold his hand.
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, like I'm trying. I really am. Like I've just not been like a really big PDA type of person. Like
I mean, that's fine. I don't think PDA is that big of a deal.
So you ain't holding hands walking down the street. Instead, you just like
stop being a bitch and come on.
I don't know. My hands getting a little sweaty. Like hold on, let me fix my hands real quick. Like I'm working on it.
What do you think? Give me an example of some femininity. Do you understand
I do. So background, my dad was a single parent for a long time. I have 5 brothers. I have no sisters. So my brothers as well as my dad kind of helped me in that aspect because I did grow up around all men.
I'm the opposite of you. I had 4 sisters. Yeah.
Oh, must be nice. I begged. I begged. So when it came to like being feminine, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really learn how to be more feminine until I really got to college. When I was around my college teammates for basketball, like a bunch of women. But if there's one thing I learned about my femininity that I'm really good at, I enjoy listening. I like learning, especially from men. Because if there's anything can take from any of my past relationships, I was able to learn and adhere to things that they told me. And I feel like maybe some women struggle with that. But I love to learn and adhere. Maybe that goes into what Keanu said, be submissive. I like someone who could teach me something. But I feel like if you're not able to do that, we're not as compatible. So my femininity doesn't always shine that way.
Yeah, you need somebody to learn
I
from.
like to learn.
So do you like older guys?
I do.
Because you can always learn from
Mm-hmm.
them. What about you? What?
Teaching younger ones.
Give me some example. Yeah, give me some example of some femininity.
Well, so I have been privileged to be in a couple Tony Romo Robinson's, I always get his name wrong, speeches. So I know that men and women both have a feminine and a masculine. And I carry more with my masculine, not necessarily on purpose, just my background. My mother, independent, hard worker, pays all the bills. And so it's really hard. Just like she was saying, holding hands, that's really hard for me. I don't know why, but same. I'm like, oh, let my hand go.
It's so weird, man.
And it is weird because I should be comfortable with my guy or whoever I'm talking to at that time to hold my hand, but it's just not comfortable for me. And that's because I have more of a masculine energy because I'm a dominant woman and I'm strong. And I hate for anyone to tell me anything because I think that I should already know. Plus, I'm a Virgo, so that's even worse.
It's the Virgo.
So,
Virgo.
So as far as when I am feminine, it's like, because I like to look glamorous, my makeup, and then, I want to be submissive, but it's so hard because these men out here are bitches. So it's hard for me.
You can't find the masculine man.
So I'm always end up being so masculine in the relationship, and I want to.
His fault. He's too much of a bitch.
I want to set down my feminine energy and be more feminine and let him make choices.
Only if he was more masculine, it would work.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, because see, and honestly, I have to, because if I do not get a man that is masculine, I will run all over him.
Yeah, like, I got a question. If there's say the average masculinity level of women today, because all y'all are working and stuff, like everybody has every woman has some type A personality. Like say most y'all's average is up here. We're the average men. Like here, a little lower, same.
At the same level or right up underneath.
Right up underneath, maybe. Yeah. Then y'all, so you're all fighting for the dude that's a little bit above it, huh? Y'all are all fighting for these little dudes up here.
Well, really quick, I dated a guy that was in the $1 Million Club and had all this money, all these nice things. And what I can say about that, he was just expecting me to do things that I wasn't gonna do. He was expecting for me to just be all over him and sweat him, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't. So it just didn't work out for me. So it's not saying that I lowered my standards, but I don't want a rich. They have to me, they have unrealistic expectations for women.
Yeah, they do.
And I just can't accept that. You cheat on me, either I'm gonna cheat on your ass back or I'm gone. So
That's what I said.
and I'm like her too. What is your sign?
Capricorn.
Okay.
What is your sign?
Capricorns, because I'm like her. I don't care. I ain't got time. I'm not. I'm kind of just doing my thing. If we end up making a connection, it's there. If not, bye. On to the next.
Guys, what's my sign?
You giving me
Libra, Cancer vibe.
Scorpio.
Or you
I'm with
giving
you,
me.
Scorpio.
Did you say?
I
Did
said
you say
Scorpio.
Scorpio too?
Yeah.
Y'all both
I
said,
said
and
it
you said
first.
Scorpio too. 3 of y'all said Scorpio. Really? What did you say?
I said you give me Leo, Cancer.
Okay, well that's
Maybe
crazy,
Leo
man.
or
3 of y'all were right.
Oh wow.
Y'all are
I
literally.
said it first, but what I wanted to say is the reason a lot of the guys are feminine is because they raised by single mothers. If you raised by a bitch, you gonna be one.
Yeah, for sure. And sorry, ladies, I'm actually Aquarius. I'm not a fucking. But y'all had it though, right, man? Y'all were so right, bro. So right.
Give me Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about you though for that question? What's an example of femininity?
I mean, basically everything they said, you know, love
Submissive and all that.
Yeah, but usually I'm the type of person, don't look at me, don't even touch me. But if I like you, yeah, you can touch me all over.
I'm gonna give you all a really big tip. Nurturing is a really big deal. Okay, nurturing, the ability to just because that's what you're gonna do with your children. So the more nurturing you are to him, he's like, damn, she's gonna be an amazing mother. Damn, she's gonna be awesome at doing this for our children. So nurturing is like a really big one that's usually not talked about. For my last question, ladies, I just want to know, what do you think of the show? Would y'all ever come back? And was there did you like anything? Was there something that you liked about the show?
I loved it. I loved it, honestly. Like everything that we talked about is something that needs to be talked about
It's
through
fun.
both races. Not both races, both
Sexist,
genders.
yeah.
Like, and it's good that we can talk about this and not get mad at each other or have to argue. Like, I'm super open-minded, so I like to hear both sides of everything. So it's good to have like other female perspectives and then like a male perspective as well.
Yeah, and not get triggered. We did good, guys. I did really bad last show, but it was the caffeine, guys. Guys, I drank caffeine tonight, and it makes a difference with me. It makes a huge difference. I'm way more. I don't know what I am. I'm weird right now. But yeah, I definitely. Hopefully next time, like we could do this again, and it'll be like a normal show like this, and it's not like crazy and shit. But yeah, thank you so much for coming back. You will come back.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. And was there anything that stuck out that was really interesting that I should bring up on another show, or not really? It's okay if you can't remember anything.
I would say like the females that go for men that don't really like them, but they like to like basically keep them around.
Oh, okay. Like
You know?
the chasing or like the alpha
Mhm,
chasing thing.
mhm.
Yeah. What do you think? What did you think of the show? Would you come back? Did you like anything?
I think the show is pretty great. As you said, it's cool and very interesting to hear other women's perspectives because we all go to different things, as well as a male perspective. I would love to come back. Also, to touch on the subject she just said, I would love to hear you have that conversation with a panel of men.
Okay. So the only reason why we don't do panels of men is because ironically the internet hates guys. Like we would get one view for the whole show because just like nobody, honestly, nobody cares about men's opinions. Like they just don't. And I'll explain to y'all why though. Men are disposable. So for all of history, nobody gives a fuck about normal men. Now, if they were high value men and they all were rich and they could teach some type of value to like become rich like them, yeah, I would love to do a panel of guys like that, but it's hard to find. Just like how y'all can't find them, I can't find them either. It's crazy out here, guys. I wanted to also bring up because like y'all both said, it's good hearing a guy's perspective. One of the big things about guys that say the stuff that I'm talking about, even the shitty channels like Fresh and Fit and like whatever and stuff like that like really make it like really bad on the women and stuff. Even those channels, like at least they're guys telling the truth. And like, and same with this channel, like what I say, at least I'm telling y'all the truth because all guys are gonna lie to y'all, ladies. Like, one of the big things I talk about a lot is that all men lie. Women fall in love with their ears and men fall in love with their eyes, and that's why women wear makeup and men lie. So like, guys are always gonna lie to y'all to get sex as much, like they're gonna do whatever it takes. And I just need y'all to really realize that and really embed it into your brain. And the reason why I'm doing the show is because I'm not going to lie to you. I have a stunning girlfriend at home. I want to be a brother to y'all. I want to be like an uncle, a cousin to y'all. Because for thousands of years, y'all did not discern on your own ever. Today, all women discern for men on their own. For thousands of years, your father helped you, your brother helped you, somebody helped you that was a man to help you read the man to make sure he's not a liar or a scammer, a con artist. So I really do this show to help y'all out, to help discern. If y'all ever need help, you can text me, and I will literally look at a guy's profile, tell you what I think, anything. Because y'all, like, I want y'all to understand though, every guy's gonna lie to y'all. But think about why though. Think about all the shit that I said tonight, and you can lose your job, you can lose your family. Every girls will stop fucking you for the rest of your life for saying some of these things on here. Like I said, I was just saying what is. I wasn't saying what should happen. I was just saying what is, guys. And so like there's a guy, Satoshi Kawanal, I can't say his name. He was a Canadian professor. All he did was he just showed a study that black men were the most desired on dating apps. Asian men were the least desired. Asian women were the most desired. Black women were the least. And he got fired from his job.
Wow.
He literally lost his job. He lost his tenure. He lost everything just because he posted what is. Just a study, okay? So if y'all ever wonder why all these guys lie to y'all, it's because they can't tell you the truth. A lot of them would lose their jobs. Everybody would hate them. A lot of bad things would happen. What?
I would say if you tell the truth, you'll have a girl more. Like if you lie, like
Some women
it's, you
definitely
know what I
like
mean?
it
Like, I
more, but
feel
not
like if
all
we,
women.
like keep it P. Like if you can have what you want and more if you just be real, straight up.
Yeah, I definitely think that guys should be more honest about these things, but I mean, you shouldn't be so honest about it that it shoots you in the foot. And a lot of guys, if they were honest about this stuff, like I own businesses, so I'm not going to lose my job over this. Other guys will seriously lose their job over talking about this shit. So like, don't get mad about guys lying and stuff. Just realize there's a whole society that reinforced it and made it to where they have to lie. They
I
have
don't
to.
agree with that.
I'm not happy about it. I'm just saying, sadly, that's how the world is.
But you tell me a lie, I'm not fooling with you no more. Because to me, if you lie, you will steal. I look at them at the same level.
Well, I just want you to know, every time a guy tells you, I love a boss babe, I love this, I love that, a lot of like most of these things are lies to just make y'all happy. Because if he said, I don't like a woman that has her own career, that looks bad as fuck. Most girls would instantly be like, they would get an ick instantly, because most women are boss babes today. Most women want to have their career in their bag. So if a guy said that on the first date, like I would, it looks horrible to probably 90% of my dates that I would ever go on. Luckily, I found a woman that's perfect for me, and it did happen like that. But I mean, for most guys, they can't be honest about this stuff. What about you? I know you just hopped in on the end,
Yeah,
but
I did.
what do you think of the show? Are you going to come back? And
So
did you like
yes,
anything?
I would definitely come back. This is my second time here, so I definitely would come back. It was definitely a very informative, good show. I was just over there listening a little bit, and you stated a lot of good points. And I think sometimes some stuff we need to hear, but then at the same time, you got to remember who runs the world, girls. So with that being said. You know what I'm saying? We run shit. So I mean, it's just quite natural that, you know what I'm saying? We do how we do. And I agree. I think I'm a little different woman because, as the masculinity that's in me. And so I forgot what the hell I was about to say.
Yeah,
I forgot what I was about to say, honestly. What was your question?
Today,
Did
Junior.
I answer it?
just what you thought about the show. Like, did
Okay.
you
Yeah,
like
the
it?
show was definitely really cool. And I was trying to think of something that you talked about in particular that I really liked, but I cannot. I have been drinking already, so excuse me, people. But definitely would come back. Love the show. Needs to be talked about. And especially with me being an older woman, definitely needs to be talked about, because I'm all about healing, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about healing from the trauma, becoming a better person. And honestly, I do agree with you on keeping your legs closed, only because men will set you up for destruction. They'll set you up because they know that they only want to have sex or whatever the case may be.
But he won't ever say it.
He won't say it. He won't say it because he knows if he says it, you're not going to deal
do
with
it
it.
anymore. That's why y'all love honesty so much, because y'all want to be able to have the ability to walk away whenever the guy is just using you just for sex. That's why y'all love honesty. And it goes back to the thousands of years ago thing. Like, obviously, it's way better for him to be honest with you than you to like have your whole life ruined, What about you though? What did you think of the show? Did anything resonate? Would you like to come back?
Yeah, I liked it. You said what would you like to talk about last time earlier?
No, what did you think of the show? Did anything resonate? Like, was there anything that like resonated with you? And then would you come back?
Yeah, I would come back. I like the topics that you did.
Yeah.
But I agree with what she said when she said you should do guys. I know you said you think guys. I mean, people.
If it got clicks, I would do it, but I just don't get clicks like that.
Mhm.
Sadly, the only way that I can make this into a something that can grow and
Yeah.
get better is just doing women. That's why you see a lot of shows that are doing these types of things, because it gets clicks. People want to hear women say this stuff. I'm the only show that wants the women to learn this stuff, ladies. Like, I'm the only show that the whole point of it is for y'all to come back and to teach you these things, give you the books I read. Like, I want y'all to go read Marty Hazelton's Hormonal, Dr. David Buss's Evolutionary Desire, Alpha God by Hector Garcia. Y'all go read these books. Y'all can know all these stats like I know them, and you will be able to completely discern through life and understand everything instead of being confused. It's way better to understand life instead of be confused by it. I also wanted to note back to just one thing really quick. I want a lot of this is Purple Pill Pod, because there's red pill, there's blue pill, and like I gotta make sure everybody that's watching and y'all understand, like, I'm not a chauvinist. Like, it's not men are good or better than women or anything like that. It's just that we're equal, but we're equal in completely opposite ways. Okay, so like men are very physical, domineering, right? They're very big and strong. They're overt. We can talk loud. We can control a whole crowd by talking a certain way. Like, men are very overt people. We go and control the environment, like we were talking about. Y'all have always been small, vulnerable women for all of history. Okay, so y'all's power, even though we're big men, big strong men, y'all have a power that is the opposite of that. That is subliminal. It's covert. It's cunning. It's all nonverbal. Y'all are extremely powerful, and with extreme power comes extreme responsibility. Just like how a big, strong man has a ton of responsibility to not go beat the shit out of people or go do some crazy shit. Like, y'all have immense power, ladies, just being women. Emotionally, though, type of power that a man will never have. Okay, and we weren't built to have those type of powers. Y'all got to understand that just because you have these immense powers today, this ability to swindle men or convince people to do this, or just use your body, your pussy, or your sexiness to get certain things out of people, that power comes with great responsibility. Just like me, as a guy going to the gym and getting stronger and stuff, I have a great responsibility to protect those around me. You have an immense responsibility as women to protect those around you with your emotions. Okay, y'all, and I think a lot of times, sometimes we get into this competing mindset of men are like this, I need to be just like him. And it's like, no, y'all are so fucking amazing at something, but it's the opposite of us. And just fall into that shit. Fall into that shit and practice it and become amazing at that. And I guarantee you, you're going to find that your energy, like, you're just as powerful as all the men around you, but in a whole different way. You'll be fully complimentary to to a guy for the first time in your life if y'all can just realize that, you know? We're going to go ahead and end it up. Thank you all, chat, for coming. Thank you all so much, ladies, for coming. I would love for y'all to all come back, please. This was a really good panel. I guess caffeine does good for me, guys, because I kind of did good on the show. But yeah, I will see y'all on, what's today? Wednesday. I will see y'all on Friday, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do the pre-show on yet. We'll figure it out. I think I think Dr. Matt might be coming on Friday. I need to follow up with him and see, but might have Dr. Matt on Friday, guys. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But I really,
my baby, happy birthday.
oh, shout out to her baby. Happy birthday. I don't know who her baby is.
Carolyn, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Guys, please make sure to like the video on y'all's way out if you are still here. Anybody who wants to sign up for Emergent Values Mentoring, we got a couple slots open, so you can DM me on Instagram info if you're interested in joining the mentoring program. Make sure to go subscribe to our other channel, Purple Pill Pod Live, so you can catch all the live shows over there. We're trying to see if the algo helps us out. Also, make sure to comment under the video as soon as this is over. If you're watching right now, like the video, comment under it. Push us in the algorithm, guys. We got to get pushed out there. I appreciate y'all so much. But yeah, peace out. Have a good night.
Really quick, check out your girl. It's ZJ Styles, the T with the Z. I have my own podcast as well. Okay.
Peace out.